Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft with the DLC Rebuild for live stream number 44 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, hope your week is going well. We are back today for 3.5 hours as we continue on from Friday's stream where we continued on the contamination map in RoadCraft's DLC Rebuild. So we continued on the contamination map. We managed to get the steel mill up and running. We did have some issues drowning some vehicles along the way, admittedly. But we managed to get it done in the end, and we just progressed, to be fair. I think it came along pretty well. We did quite a bit towards the map. We still haven't finished the first of the 3 parts of the story to the map, though. That is still ongoing, but we got a bit closer, which was the important thing. It's about making the most of what we can do in the time we have, and just making progress. There are times it doesn't feel like making much progress, but I felt like we did make decent progress, to be fair, on Friday's stream. So today we continue on. Hopefully we can get quite a bit done. A massive thank you to those who joined us yesterday for the first stream of Mafia the Old Country after it won the vote for next main live stream game. I hope everyone enjoys it. I really liked it. The hard thing with linear games is obviously the story needs to grab you, otherwise they can become frustrating and boring quite quickly. And I think it's got an interesting story. I was checking sound. From what we've seen so far, I think the story is pretty good. We'll just see how it goes. But massive thanks to everyone who did join us yesterday. It's very much appreciated. But today, we're back in RoadCraft. There was a patch yesterday. I've been trying to find out what the patch notes were for it, in case it added anything new, but I can't see anything. I've done a few searches, can't seem to find any details of the patch yesterday and what it added or did, so maybe just minor bug fixes potentially. We haven't really encountered many bugs. They have fixed, and this was a previous update I forgot to mention at the time. So previously, when you filled up your dumper with sand and your ground was a little bit uneven, some would tip out. It doesn't do that anymore. They have fixed that one. But I'm just hoping, the big thing with this, I'm just hoping they still add more to it. You know, there hasn't been anything mentioned about anything else after Rebuild DLC. But I'm hoping there will be more to come in the future. But time will tell. That's the big thing. Right, let's continue on then. Everything else is done. So we're 26% done with contamination. We're still on the first of the 3 parts to it. The map is nearly fully explored. We've got the northwest to do still. We're still trying to work out how to get to places. There's some bridges that aren't really working very well. There's some bridges that don't work at all. I don't know how we're going to get them operational. And we are making our own bridges as well at the same time. With 5 of 23 infrastructure requests complete, 9 of 39 objectives, and 7 of 22 side objectives. What was the percentage? 26. I need to try and remember 26%. So when we finish, I can go, oh, it was 26%. This is how far we've done today. Because I always forget the starting percentage for some odd reason. But we'll see how much we can do. As I say, it's just a case of this kind of game. It is just a case of working your way through and just keeping yourself busy and trying to progress where you can. Obviously, sometimes when you're doing infrastructure, like building roads to help yourself get to places and help convoys succeed, it can feel like you're not really progressing much. But that is a big part of the game itself. It's to do these things to make sure you can then progress further. So it's that initial groundwork that then paves the way for you to carry on doing things quickly going forward. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got to do and where. So, we finished off last stream by getting these 2 generators to the steel beams facility. This took some time, mainly because we had to cross this wooden bridge here, and we actually lost the generators into the water once. We lost the vehicle in the water once, or twice I think it was, all because obviously there's no bridge here. We would like to build a bridge there, but I want to make it out of concrete, because currently our bridge choice isn't fantastic. Metal bridges aren't very wide, but I think we may have to do a metal bridge somewhere just so we can actually get to places. I think it may just be something we have to do. We have now got the steel beams facility up and running, so now we can make steel beams, which is something that's we need to do. Objectives wise, main objective, bring the equipment to the concrete plant. So that is 2 lots of equipment here. Do we have to drive those, or do we need to That's where they're being delivered. No, that's where they're being delivered. Pipe blocks drained. Finely tuned the plant equipment. Okay, so we have whatever these two things here to pick up. We have to take them from the machine yard to the concrete yard, which is over here. It's a concrete plant. So that will actually give us the concrete slabs that we're waiting on for bridges. Really, that's the main mission there. Admittedly, we don't know how to get there, which is obviously a problem. We're going to need to figure that out. We've got visit the old hermit, which is over here. Again, we haven't been there yet. We need to figure out how we get to him. Provide water to the village. We've had this mission a while, but this is the water treatment plant. We haven't been here yet. But we need to find a way of getting that water to the village over here. The village of Pilekey. Again, it's all going to depend on bridges and how that's going to work. We know this bridge here, or two bridges in fact, don't work. They're both currently not working. That one's too high, and this one needs to swing around, but we can't pull it. So we don't quite know what we're going to do there yet, but we need to find another way to get to here, it would seem. And then go to the Warnmay, which is a village here. We can actually do this quite quickly, I think, as we have a vehicle here already. This was our cable layer for electricity. We've already done a mission to actually use that to get here. So there is something we need to do whilst here. I'm assuming we'll get new missions. We might do that first. So we've got a mission completely done straight away, to be fair. Gives us XP. The annoying thing is we're already max level of 20. So XP no longer means anything, which is a bit frustrating. Reinforce the riverbank near Warnmay. So we need to get 15 logs delivered to here. That doesn't sound too bad, other than depends how many trees locally we can use. There's a load of trees here that can be used. So 15 logs, if we just get rid of all these trees here and down here, shouldn't be that big a deal. We'll see. It's always one of those. I think today we start with the mission, go to Warnmay, as we have a vehicle here already. So at least that will then open that up. So if we jump into this vehicle here, mission complete. That's how easy it was to complete the first mission of the day. I still miss Kelly. I really want Kelly back. So that mission is now complete. That's done. So we need to get a coastal base here. How are the roads looking? I'm just thinking, can we drive our tree cutter all the way here? Possibly. I think we need to do the missions in the order we've got. So equipment to concrete yard, concrete plant is a concern, mainly because we've not been there before. So I think before we do that, let's do visit the old hermit. And what we'll do, we have a vehicle over here. We can use that to see how we get across to the water plant north and over there. I would prefer a scout vehicle, but I don't think we've got one locally. That is not a scout vehicle. Although we have got a place here, we could just do it straight here, to be fair. Trying to see what we've got around us. No, I think what we do, we can put a scout vehicle out of coastal base, and then we head north. I'd like to take stuff with us, it makes more sense. But we do need to kind of figure out how we get into the water treatment plant, how we're getting back from there. And the same as concrete plant, what is the best route to take? As I say, we can make metal bridges if we need to. Or we can hold off for the concrete plant. I prefer the concrete bridges because normally they're wider. But if you haven't got a choice, you may have to use metal bridges. So bear with me. Boys at school. Then you got today and 2 more days, and he's off school for a week because of half term. We had his school parents' evening last night. And he's always had a fantastic parents' evening, that's not an issue. But the teacher was saying how this has been the longest term, can't wait for a week off and all this. The children need it. And I'm just thinking, they've only been back to school a few weeks in summer holidays. How does that work? But I suppose that's the wrong thing to be saying. So we have got a bridge here that looks like it can swing. Obviously that's in the way, that tanker. But again, I don't think we're not going to be able to pull it. We've tried pulling these bridges, we just don't have the oomph to do so. So I'm not too sure how we're going to get around that. But yeah, I think first thing, visit the hermit. We'll try and get a scout vehicle, I think, from our base down here. and see if we can just open up some of that map so we can see what's around us. We could use this, to be fair. I do prefer scout vehicles just because I think it's going to be a bit easier to see things. So let's have a look at our scout vehicles. What have we got that we've not used? In fact, have we brought all the scout vehicles now? I thought there was one we hadn't. The Invictus Type A we've got. The Amiga Thunder we've used. We may have actually used them all now. Yes, we have. So this was the new one, the Amiga Type A. That wasn't very good, to be fair. But yeah, we have used them all. So we haven't used the Carillion today since we started this map. So we'll use the Carillion, as it's something we've not used yet. Because we've got the big crane park there. So our plan is to head... It's in slide, isn't it? We're going to try and head towards the concrete plant, the water treatment plant and the Hermit. And just see how we can get there and how we can progress from there. I think that's the big thing. Until we know the route we can use, we don't really know how to get stuff there. We can go and pick up the stuff from the machine yard at any time, the concrete plant. But obviously we need to make sure we can get there, otherwise what's the point in having it on board? That's the thing. So yeah, I think that's the best way of starting, is just to try and get there and see what we can do. And the Hermit is just visiting, so we can open up the other place at the same time. I should have gone left here, to be fair. It doesn't matter. We can go this way, to be fair. Yeah, so we want to get to... no, do we actually? Let me think about this. So obviously we've got the steel beams facility there. There's no bridges out of here that we can see, other than the one that's not working over here. So actually, do we want to be going this way, or do we want to try and get across back to the... over here and see if there's a route off? That's the issue, isn't it? Is knowing which way. Although this does need more looking. In fact, let's get it. No, I think we do what we planned, to be fair. I'm kind of changing my mind now, but I think we're currently here. We want to investigate. There is a bit here. No, that's a big hole, so we're not going that way then. Obviously we know this bridge doesn't work, so we're not going that way. There is no way, by the looks of it, to get across here unless this is shallow enough, which I don't think it is, looking at that. And even then it's just another island. Maybe a better option here is to try... We need to build a metal bridge there, don't we? I think that's our only real option here. Obviously there's a bit of a shallowy area here, it looks like. Is that just debris maybe, actually? I think we build a metal bridge here, and then we go across this way. I think that seems to be our best option. That gives us to the Hermit, and across to here as well. Yeah, I think that is the best option, to be fair. We have got 8 steel beams in storage anyway, so we can take them across to get this done pretty quickly. But I don't see another option here. As I say, I would prefer to use wooden bridges, wide bridges, but we don't have that ability. So let's try a metal bridge then. I think that is our best bet here. Actually, to be fair, the metal bridge is pretty wide, to be honest. That needs 8 steel beams for that one. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I probably could straighten up the start of it, to be fair. It's always a bit tricky to make sure we get the right centering start, but that seems to be better. Yeah. For me, that seems good. Let's add that. So 8 steel beams, and that will give us access to this island over here, which is where the Hermit is. So let's do that. I'm in an R in the best way of doing this, but that makes the most sense, doesn't it? Right, we need to pull stuff out to go and get this across. Where are we pulling it from? We've got the beams already in stock. And we can make more now, so that's not the problem. I'm just trying to think. Tunnel exit base. That's a straight route this way, isn't it? Or do we want a machine yard base? Doesn't really matter which one we use, really. As machine yard is in the base. What am I thinking? Tunnel exit base. Right, we need obviously one of our vehicles with a crane, ideally. So we want either the mule or the Voron. What's not currently being used? The Voron's there. That's the original mule. Obviously, we have the updated mule now. Why is the updated mule not showing up? It has a crane. It's weird, isn't it? So many vehicles now. I know the updated mule is already out and about. Weird that it's not showing up. There's the Voron. There's the mule. Does it come under something else then? Oh, hang on. Where's my upgraded mule? I don't understand that. My upgraded mule's missing. Star truck, cargo train truck, which is what we use. Cargo truck, no crane. Voron. We have got the. Oh, we're building this bridge. To be fair, we have got a big bridge layer. I don't know if it'll fit though. Maybe it's worth buying that and see if that can make a bridge, rather than us use metal. I don't, like I said, I don't know if it fits. Am I going mad here? We seem to be missing a vehicle. There's still scouts there. Oh no, it's there, the Trailblazer. It says we own it. Why is that not showing up in my garage then? Yes, it's there. Oh, it's there. I don't know why I was completely blind there. I think we tried the bridge layer, you know. It's not something we've used. We've used a smaller bridge layer, but this is the bigger one. 82,000 to buy. 12-meter bridge length. I don't know if it's long enough to do the bridge we want. But I think we buy it and we try it. As we have used a smaller one already. I don't know where this will show up, to be fair. Not there. So we're going to try the big bridge layer, get rid of the metal bridge we're looking to do and see if this fits. If it does, fantastic. And then we can get across that side. But I think it's worth a try, since you've got the ability to use them. We've used a smaller one, and it works fine. So it'll be interesting to see how the big one works. It's there, isn't it? Yeah, the Vostok MU 97, nicknamed the Ant. This has a bridge length of 12 meters. Hate to say it, I don't think it's long enough. Yeah, I'm not sure it's long enough for what we need. Doesn't look like it will be. That's quite a big area there, to be fair. I don't know, it could be deceiving. 12 meters is a decent size, isn't it? Oh, what am I doing? Oh no, I'm underneath the vehicle. I thought for a minute the bridge was moving and I was putting it out when I wasn't, to be fair. Right. It's not very quick, but it's a good chance to see if it works. We used a smaller bridge already. The smaller bridge, I think, is a lot smaller than this, isn't it? Let's just double check. We have got this right. The other bridge layer, I don't know what they come under, to be honest. Let's grab cranes. It will save us using the metal beams, to be fair. Vostok. Oh, okay, so this bridge layer is the same make or same company as the cable layer, which is the Vostok. The Taiga bridge layer is there. I need to go in to actually see details. I need to go into it, don't I think? Where are you? So many vehicles, and I could use the other things, but I don't know what bridge layer comes under, to be fair. Be by the symbols. Let's just see what the difference is. So the one we've just got brought is a 12 meter. But I don't know what the smaller one distance is. Where are you? That's one. The Antis one we're in. Wayfarer. I missed it. I'm not doing very well at spotting our vehicles today, am I? None of those. I don't know why I'm struggling to find vehicles. It's weird. I couldn't see the mule earlier. At least we've already completed a mission today. Very quick and easy one. There it is. No, that's not the one. That's the rescue. Where is my bridge layer? I don't know what's going on today. I can't spot vehicles. It'd be easier to do it in the shop, wouldn't it? There's the Vostok. Where's the smaller one? I know we own it. It's out and about. There it is. The Tiger. So that's only a 6 minute. So this one we're using now is double the length of the one we've used. Which is quite a big difference. Obviously, it's double. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. But I think it's an opportunity to try it and see if it will reach, because then we can save the metal beams. I do prefer concrete bridges, mainly because you can do wide ones, and I think it's a lot better to have wide bridges than not. If that makes sense. But yeah, I think we'll see if this fits. If it does, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We have got some concrete slabs here, to be fair, until we use them to make this gap filled in, because they were next to the gap, essentially. But yeah, I think these bridge ladders are meant to be temporary, aren't they? I think that's the whole point of them, is there to allow for temporary bridges. We head right here. And yeah, potentially, once we're ready to make a proper bridge, we can use the concrete slabs. Because yeah, these are only meant to be temporary, essentially. Which does make sense to agree. The other one we've had out on doing this thing for a while now. So, not quite temporary. But then to buy a vehicle for a bridge every time would probably be expensive, to be fair. Although we've still not sold any items yet in the construction yard. Okay. I'm hoping we've made enough spaces to get through. Obviously, we can't go that way. So we're going to go round here. I think this will be right on the tracks. I suppose we don't really know how it's going to react. We've never driven this vehicle before, so... Okay, so for us, we're going to go through here. And then onto here. Or we go right and try and get across there. I think we'll just go straight. There's a vehicle following us. I don't know if that's for... It is coming this way, that vehicle. All our routes are complete, though, to be fair, so it's not in the world if it gets blocked. Zoomed right in because of the buildings around, that's why it's camera zoomed in. That's an interesting view inside. Look at that. Well, that is a view inside the vehicle. Look at that. First aid kit down there as well. I do like looking inside the vehicles. The detail inside I think is really cool. Because a lot of games, they don't bother looking inside the vehicle, do they? So they could ignore, some of the details, essentially. Ah, there's a gate here that we've not opened yet. I'm hoping we can just push it open. We have a first aid kit in there and everything. That's a detail you wouldn't normally see in a lot of places. I think this opens inwards. In all honesty, let's find out. No, I was wrong. Opens outwards. Perfect. Okay, the question will be, can this reach? What I'll do quickly is delete the bridge we've got there, just so we can then try this one. Is that going to be 12 meters? That's the question. I think this is too small. But we won't know until we're nearly there. Now, bridge controls are interesting. I don't know. I think we need to back up to it, to be fair. Thinking about it. think that's what we need to do. We can spin on the spot, so that's not too bad. We can forward a little bit. Don't want to fall off into the water. The camera being as close as it is not helpful. And we have got anchors to put out here as well, so let's stop there. Let's put our anchors out. Can't see where the anchors are. Right, this is either going to go really well or badly, I'm not sure. Oh no, we did, hang on. We did need to back up, but we're not backed up. Oh, we didn't, no, we didn't need to back up. We are the wrong way at the minute. Okay, so let's lower that back down. So although we spun round, we actually didn't need to. There we go. Also, this thing is quite cumbersome and hard to see at times. But yeah, is that 12 meters? I don't know, is my concern. If not, we'll build the metal bridge as we planned originally. It's not going to reach, is it? No. Yeah, so 12 meters isn't enough. 12 meters is actually not very much, to be fair, looking at that. We wanted to give it a go just in case, but no. 12 meters is not enough. We'll have to use this somewhere else. At least we've given it a test to see. But yeah, unfortunately, we need to use metal beams. E-Player, good morning, how are you? Right, let's just park that up there for a minute. So let's do our metal bridge as originally planned. I just wanted to see if that would work because it would save us the time of doing this. All we've lost is the time to drive it there, which isn't a big deal. Right, 8 steel beams needed. Head back over to the tunnel exit base. We need obviously a vehicle to carry these things. We haven't used the original mule yet, so we'll use that. The updated mule, the only major difference is the stability is the same as the Voron, so one more than this one. Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. Nice. Right, resource storage. We want the 8 steel beams we currently have. We can make more. That's the important part. We can make more. So these aren't going to be wasted on the bridge. Although nothing's really wasted, is it? Probably could drive forward a little bit here. We don't really need to stack these neatly or anything, but just need to be on board essentially, although I will move that up a little bit. There we go. As long as they're on the back, that's absolutely fine. They're light enough not to really worry about stacking them as such. But yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm doing alright. Had a better night last night than I've had in a while, which is good. It's probably the first week this week that my foot's not swollen twice the size it should be. Which is common for CRPS, but frustrating and painful at the same time. Yeah, not too bad. I can complain, but I won't. But always good to hear that you're good though, people. Thank you for the like, but much appreciated. Right, 4 on board, 4 to go. I do like the metal beams. You don't really have to move the crane too much to load them all up, to be fair. Speed ourselves up a little bit. So yeah, this is the original mule then. We've got the Trailblazer, which is the new one that we got with the DLC. Or the kit, essentially, for it. It is a difference in stats, which is good. I was afraid it was just a cosmetic thing that you were getting for it, as it is more expensive than the normal mule. But it actually does have an extra stability stat that the original doesn't have. It just puts it on par with the Voron. I didn't actually see, does it carry, I don't think it carries any more weight than this one does though. I haven't really checked that, to be fair. Maybe something we can look at and see. The Voron can carry more weight than the mule can. But it's not massive, it's not a massive difference, it's not enough that you notice it, to be fair, on a lot of stuff. Right, that is everything on board. We've got 8 concrete beam, 8 metal beams on board. I'll strap her anyway, just to be sure. Right, we're going to try and make this. Try is the wrong word. We're going to go and make this bridge, and then we can get across. We might as well stay in the mule while we're doing this, rather than send a scout vehicle. We'll just stay in the mule. It's already going to be there. We're going to cross the bridge, Old Hermit. We want to see if we can get to the concrete plant, so we know the best way of going for that. Oh, well, that really skidded there for some reason. I didn't think I took too much speed on the corner. Nearly lost control there. I haven't got all-wheel drive on, to be fair. That could have been done. That could have been what happened. A bit weird. I've never really skidded with any vehicles before. So yeah, we'll go to the Hermit, concrete plant, water treatment plant, see if we can find a way over today. It may mean more bridges, and we need to make more metal beams. As I say, I'd rather wait, if we can, for the concrete plant to be up and running. Mainly because the concrete plant is needed to make the concrete slabs, which once it's activated should, fingers crossed, should give us the wide concrete bridges, which are ideal. If we could get the other bridges that working though, that would be better. There's quite a few bridges on the map that don't work, and we don't know how to get them working. I'm assuming there'll be a mission at some point for that. Currently we haven't got one. It must be a power issue, that's all I can think. It must be a power issue, surely. But we have tried using a winch to pull them and just can't move the ones that spin. And the ones that are too high and need lowering, again, power. It's the only thing I can think of that will make them work. But we don't know for definite because we haven't seen anything to say otherwise at this point. But once we can know how to get to the concrete plant and the water treatment plant, we can do the missions for them as well and get those done. And potentially that may finish off the first of the 3 parts of the story to this map. We don't know for sure. As I said before though, I do miss Kelly. I think they missed out there not putting Kelly in the DLC, or hasn't put her in so far. Obviously she comes back at some point, I don't know. But I think Kelly's definitely missed. She gives you more relevance to what you're doing, if that makes sense, because she's actually explaining things, talking about the people locally and stuff. So I think she's definitely someone that is missed. Right, metal beam are here. That is our metal bridge made. We can now cross to the other side. Actually not too wide, width wise, not too bad actually. I've not made many metal bridges. Whoa, that's a bit steep exit there. But yeah, we've not made many metal bridges because mainly we use the concrete ones, to be honest. Okay, so from here we want to head more to the right here, but we do want to be seeing what roads there are going to the left as well, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll try and get to the Hermit first. So straight onto a dirt road then. Obviously we've got no idea what's over this side. We'll try and follow the roads to start with at least, so at least then we can figure out different ways. The Hermit is to the right there. I may have to go off-road for that, to be fair. The train track is along there. There is a bridge there. I think that's a train track bridge by the looks of things. There's another bridge here, actually quite a big bridge. Okay. That is a big old bridge here. So this is a bridge that's actually working at least. Able to be used. What else can we see here? Little island there. Okay. And over that way. The Hermit is over there to the right hand side, so we may be able to get there from here, to be fair. What is this? This looks like potentially a base, to be fair. This is a base. This is a roadside base. Obviously we don't have an objective for this to open this up at this point. Yeah, there is rewards of, yeah, there's no roadside base as it stands. No mission for it at least. Let's try and get a bit closer to the yellow door, just in case something activates. I've got a feeling this may be mission locked. Yeah, it's mission locked. So we'll have to wait for potentially a main story mission or potential side mission. Are they concrete blocks that can be used? No. Sometimes you do find ones you can use, but a lot of the time they look too old. Right, we'll follow the road out here to the right, because obviously we're looking for the Hermit. This takes us to... Okay. So that dirt road just takes us to a train track. Oh, it goes over, actually. There is a little track going over. I didn't see it originally, but according to the map there is. I'm not seeing it, though. I swear the map shows... Yeah, look, the map shows a little track there. This is where the map can be... can show you a different... to what you can actually see. Oh, it's down this hill here, look. Okay. Not the easiest thing to go down. Some random vehicles that have been damaged here. Right, we can cross the water here. This is a rough old track. The only reason we're using the mule for this and not a scout vehicle is because we use it to deliver the metal beams. Obviously a scout vehicle probably would be better. Already here with this, it makes sense to carry on in the mule rather than grab a different vehicle and bring it here. Right. Did everyone see the internet outage yesterday? The people going mad because they couldn't use roadblocks and stuff was mad yesterday. I didn't even notice it while we were streaming. It didn't affect us. It was only after stream I really saw what was going on. And yeah, it didn't affect us in the slightest, but the amount of people that were losing the plot because they couldn't access Snapchat and stuff. To be honest, never used Snapchat, don't have a clue about it. I've got TikTok, but I rarely use it. The channel is over there as well. We do have stuff on there, but again, very rarely use it, if at all. But yeah, the amount of people going mad yesterday. Right, this is very rough ground, but we're okay. The mule is making decent work of it. Not the quickest, but it's making it. This is why the mule is so dependable. Look, beehives. The Hermit probably lives off the land, to be fair, so there are lots of beehives there. You can actually... Oh, wow. Now, that's a detail you don't see in a lot of games. You can actually see the bees. You can see the bees moving around by the beehives. I love the little extra details. Right, the Hermit is here, supposedly. We've found the Hermit. Is that all we're meant to do? No, new side mission. Return the stash. Okay. Oh, 3 missions. Now we've got here. Return the stash to the Hermit. So that's somewhere over here. We've not been there yet. We've covered a strange story about the Hermit. While surveying the nearby swamp, he discovered a tank containing mysterious glowing liquid. After studying it, we determined it's toxic waste from the recent accident. The Hermit is refusing to part of it without compensation. Retrieve the cargo, which is the toxic waste, bring it to his old stash. Okay. So we need to go there first to find the object. Once all his initial requests have been fulfilled, we can dispose of the remaining chemical tank and protect the air from further contamination. Because Kelly doesn't say anything now, we kind of need to read these ourselves to get an idea of why we're doing it. We need to bring his old stash, which is located south of the water treatment plant, back to his house. Okay, that's one thing for them to do. Deliver the backup generator. To get the toxic cargo from the Hermit and secure the area, you'll need to do a few favours. Guess what? The guy's not just some swamp-dwelling loner. He's some of his nephews, so we keep saying, like it's supposed to mean something. Axel High and Mighty was sitting in his bog, which, by the way, it's got trashed for a reason no one will ever know. He's whining about missing backup generator, dropped it somewhere in the rocks. Once you can find it and haul it to some random... Wow, you got to haul it to some random coordinates near the coast. So, this backup generator from here, which looks to be... Wow, down there. That's going to be interesting. He's delivering to random coordinates over here. Okay. And return the lost toolbox to the Hermit's garage. So over here, there's a toolbox, and we need to return it to the Hermit's garage as well. Okay, interesting. So what we didn't realise, crossing this bridge that we just made, this actually links to the water treatment plant. So the mission where we need to bring water to the village can be done here. So now we know we can get to here. Although, can we? To be fair, I'm guessing you go up here to come... Where's the connector? There's a bit of a track here. The road is here, which leads to that bridge, I would have said. There's no obvious route from here to there. But that's only because we've not really been on this bit. Yeah, that's something we have to look at. They may need a bridge across, to be fair, looking at that. So we've got some new missions to do for the Hermit now. We want to go back on ourselves here and kind of head out this way. Concrete plant is the other place we need to try and get to while we're here. And we also need to try and get to here, as we've got 2 lots of water to pick up. We don't know how big they are. I think they're tanks. Yeah, they are. Which means we're going to need a big vehicle to do that, but it depends on the route through here, to be honest. What we could probably do with the mule is see if we can pick up this backup generator and deliver it over here whilst we open up this. But I think, see if we can get to the concrete plant first, because that's the main story mission as well. I think that's probably the better idea. So, we'll stick to the mule. Area revealed, yeah. And we've got to try and get back where we've just come from. And then we'll head and see if we can get to the concrete plant, open that up. And then potentially we can do the concrete plant, which is the main story mission. The water mission has been there for a while, but the reason it's been there for a while is because we didn't know how to get across to it. Now we do. Well, ish. Still need to figure out the last part. If the, like I say, if the swinging bridges were working, wouldn't be a problem. We can't build a bridge where the swinging bridges are either. So we've got to kind of get them up and running if we can, somehow. So we have completed 2 missions so far today. One of those has given us 3 more side missions, all to do with the Hermit. But yeah, that's where Kelly reading him out would have been better. But that's why we have to read more of them to see what's going on. Right, calm mule. We're a bit stuck in the mud here. Low gear helped us get out of that though. Right, the water's shallow here, so we can cross quite happily. I say quite shallow. If it's a vehicle any lower than the mule, we'll be in trouble. Carillion, I don't think would stand a chance getting across here. This might be a place to put the bridge ladder, to be fair. Come on. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to put the big bridge ladder that's up there, down here, to make that crossing a little bit better, potentially. Or we may need it to get to the water treatment compartment, to be fair. If it means that we have to go drop down to something, that might actually be really useful. We shall see. This is really steep as well. I'm still on low gear, to be fair. I shouldn't have turned low gear off. It's the wrong time to turn it off there. Right, we know this will be a base at some point. We don't know how to unlock it just yet. That's something we'll find out in due course, I'm sure. There's a road going north out of there, which we think will take us to a concrete plant. There. Is that a road going north? The train track is that way. Oh yeah, it runs alongside. There we go. So the train track goes that way. We want to get to here if we can. In fact, we'll track the objective just so we can see kind of the direction we're trying to head in. So the train track goes towards it. But we can't follow on that as it thins itself out over the water there, and that will become an issue for us. There's a sand area there as well. They want a road built here. Okay, that's interesting. So we need to build a road here, which will go to the concrete plant. That would be useful. To be fair, if I was going to build a road, I'd do the whole thing. We'll need to unlock the sand, I think, first. How drivable is it at the minute? And if that's not a quarry, would this be a case of using our vehicle that can become a quarry on its own? If that isn't one, that would be if we can, brilliant. We can actually finally use the thing. It's 2 roads, in fact, we've got to build here. They run alongside each other. Not done that before, have we? That's different. Normally we've done 1 road, not 2. It's like a dual carriageway, essentially. Well, no, it wouldn't be, would it? It'd be one would be going one way, one going the other, I assume. They're quite long roads as well, to be honest. Right, I'm guessing that is a quarry. Now the annoying thing is obviously that base that's already on this side of the over on this side. We haven't opened up yet, and we don't have a mission to open it yet either. So we don't quite know what we'll do with that, other than the fact it may take us a while to get that open. So we've got to drive a fair distance each time with our vehicles to get them here. Although, if we've got to deliver the objects for the concrete plant, that's doable. From if we can get across here with the mule, in theory, we should be able to bring them across. And that shouldn't be a problem, without the roads being built. Although I think the roads being built probably would be first, depending on quarries and things. But yeah, two roads to be built there. And then that's the concrete plant at the back end over there. So I think we build the roads first, then we do the concrete plant mission. Let's just head into the concrete plant first. And then we'll need to have a look at the map at the quarries and things. The concrete plant is over here. That's where we're delivering the stuff for the concrete plant. Okay, well, that's going down. I'm guessing that's all concrete plant related by looks of things. Okay, so we know where the concrete plant is. These don't look like quarries. They look like they should be, but currently they're not, which means we need our scalper. Like I said, it'd be a lot easier if this base was working, to be honest. But our scalper would enable us to use sand. We may need to quickly see if we can open up a quarry here. We can't see it on the map. Yeah, there's 2 roads. One, oh, that's a different road. Okay. We won't have 2 separate roads. We'll just make it wider, to be fair. Right, what I want to try and see if the quarries are quarries. If so, we can use those. If not, mobile scalper is going to be needed. We need to just show them on the map first. Obviously, the equipment to the concrete plant is the only main mission we currently have. So to move things forward, we do need to do it. I know we've had some of the side missions longer. Currently, we can't access them because we don't know how to get there. So it makes sense to do this first. Because also, we're going to probably have to travel this way to actually get some of the side missions done as well. Right. See, this to the right, in theory, I think, should be a quarry, but it's not showing up. Let's head left and see if that shows up as a quarry. I've got a feeling it won't, in all honesty. Although, saying that, actually might be able to see on the map. If we go to quarry here, wrong one. Okay, they're not showing up as quarries. So normally, they'll show up like this, even if you haven't fully discovered them, or they'll be greyed out if it's something you haven't used yet. Potentially like that. If you haven't opened one up, it'll be greyed out. Yeah. So, we're going to need mobile scalper then, aren't we? Which will be the first time we're actually using it properly, to be fair. That's not a sand area, I don't think, there. Or is it? That potentially could be a quarry there. We are going to need to go up to it, I think, to find out. Which means going back the way we just come. Annoyingly. Although this track goes left. Yeah, I think we're going to go back the way we just came. So we need to try and just see if that is a quarry. Because if it needs opening, we can open it. We may need to make it bigger with the scalper. I think it's still going to be needed. And then we'll build these 2 roads. And then concrete plant, get the items delivered there. We do need to look at this water treatment plant as well, which is nearby. Right, I just want to see if this is a quarry we can activate. At least it's something. It's not very wide though. The circle is really small. Bad driving, I mean. If that circle is that small, we're still going to need mobile mobile scalper then. And even then, I don't know if it's big enough, to be fair. Depending on where we put it, I think will be a big difference here. Whoa! But yeah, it'll be the first time I've actually used it properly. Every time I've gone to use it, it's always said there's not enough sand, so it won't activate it. Right, I'm hoping this has opened all this up now on the map. Let's have a look. Okay, concrete slabs facility is there. Again, it's not up and running as of yet. Sand pit is there, so the sand pit's tiny. So yeah, we need mobile scalper then, because these are showing there's nothing here. Again, I'd love to have this up and running, but obviously we don't have a mission to get it up and running. So at the minute we can't use that. So mobile scalper is going to be needed first. We're going to need to get it to one of these sand points and set that up. Hopefully it can get across where we need it to. We still need to investigate this to the water treatment plant as well. But I think we focus on what we're going to do first. So, we need to go to the tunnel exit base, call in the scalper. I think it comes on the roadway. It may not come under this. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. You would have thought it would be, but it's sand. I suppose it doesn't have to come under that as a sand item. We'll have to use a heavy vehicle, a heavy transporter as well to move some of our vehicles there, because we will have to use it to get the if I remember the word, the paver, the asphalt layer and the roller, because it's quite a distance to drive. Better if we take them on the heavy transporter to get there, but the heavy dumper should be fine. It's just going to depend on how big we make this circle with this, because hopefully we'll be in the radius that we can set up the sand to do its own thing. I'm going to do it ourselves, but then we want to extend the road anyway more than it currently is, because we'll make it go all the way to the actual base yard, because that makes the most sense. We're already there building a road, we might as well make sure we do every bit we can get to that's going to cause potential issues in the future. So things like that bit from the base that we haven't activated yet to start the road, there's no point struggling through the mud when we're building a road anyway. So we can extend it to cover that as well. We need to be more aware of turning in this, because it's quite a long vehicle, as you can see, long. Got to allow for that when we take corners. Right, we're going to go across our metal bridge. My only concern with this is obviously this is going to make it to where we need it to go to set it up for the sand. And obviously that whole area is underwater and muddy and sandy and not brilliant to drive on. So it's just going to depend how this does with the off-road kind of bit. But it'd be nice to actually have this running properly for the first time, as we've yet to use it properly yet. Well, not at all, to be fair. Not even having used it properly, we just haven't used it. Always says not enough sand, or not ideal placement or something. Bit too quick around the corner there. What are we caught on? Oh, okay, that's not good. Being caught on the gate. I didn't take it wide enough to allow for that, because this does overhang a little bit. I was trying to allow for the corner here, so we don't get caught up. It's just got to get used to driving these long vehicles again. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get to where we need this to be situated. We shall see. Hopefully, there's no issues. Now, is the metal bridge wide enough for this? It should be, in theory, but it's not a wide bridge. It's not classified as a wide bridge. I'm just hoping it is wide enough. try and go in the middle. Yeah, it's wide enough, that's something at least. Okay, like I say, it'd be a lot easier if we could activate this base, but there's no way of activating it as of yet. And it does say it needs power. There's no mission for anything here. I don't know if we should try and do power first. But normally there'd be a mission to activate it first, though, to be fair. Don't know. I'm a bit unsure about that, actually. Doing the power in advance won't be a big deal. Even if there's a mission for it later, it will still count as being done. You can do things in advance like power and replacing pipes before it tells you to. It doesn't affect the missions in that way. It will just say complete quick straight away, essentially. But I don't think that's all we need to do to activate this. I know it needs power. I've got a feeling there's going to be more to it. But yeah, getting this up and running would be helpful. It saves the journey massively. If we were to add power to this, though, where would the power come from, is my first question. Replace the pipes is for pumping station. So that needs power there. And in fact, there's actually not showing power anywhere. So we can't take it from the water treatment plant. Yeah, we can't take it from there. Can't take it from over here yet. So there actually isn't one nearby to actually lay the cables from, by the looks of things. So because of that, we can't do it in advance. Because there's nowhere showing it as a powered up. So that gets rid of that idea, doesn't it? As I say, what we'll do is this road may as well start up here. We're not going to lay it over the tracks there, but we may as well start further back rather than just here. But we need to put this somewhere where the sand is, and I don't know how we're going to get to some of them sand piles. We may need two of these, to be fair. If we go to vehicles, that's how... Oh wow, we won't need two. That's quite a wide area, to be fair. I thought for me we might need two of these. We don't. We just need to get the sand. Possibly here. Maybe the best way. Although that to the left probably looks the best place to go to. Can we get there though? Well actually, there's some sand. How deep is this water? Is the first question. Well, it's okay at the minute. We can get it on the sand over there, we should be okay. What are we caught up on? Yeah, the water's not massively deep, so that's a plus. Well, this is sand. I don't know how well this will work. Will it allow us to set it up here? It will. Okay. I don't know if that's quite in the middle. Oh, actually, it covers most of the road, not all of it. We went a bit more forward. We would cover the end point as well. Which obviously, I probably want to do the road up to the train tracks, to be fair. Just to ensure there's no getting stuck. So we want to go a little bit forward, really. Which is where that seat is, at the top of the sand pile. Can't believe there's a little seat up there. That's quite cool. Right, that's packed itself away. We go any further up? Take the handbrake off would help. I'm getting to that seat. We're up. Right, stop there. Before this then starts falling off. Right, activate there. Okay, we're basically just about there. I think that's enough. There's no point trying to get any further. Although I do love the fact there's a chair there. I really do. Okay, so first thing's over. Now we need to go and get the heavy dump truck over there as well. As I say, we've got to use a tunnel exit base to do this, as there's nowhere closer. We could use a mobile vehicle to go there and pull the vehicles to it, but that uses up our tokens, and we try not to use tokens until we really need to. Okay. This one is one of the newer dumpers we got. It is a heavy dumper, but it only holds 20 ton, whereas the normal big dumpers hold 40. And so the Bay Cow is a heavy dumper again, mobile quarry essentially, holds double the capacity. I do like the other one. It doesn't hold enough. Is there anything new in the shop we haven't used yet that does roughly 40 ton? Anything small that is not worth using. That's 5. That's tiny. That's the tracked one we were looking at. That's 20 ton. Only it held more. It would be more useful. I don't think there's anything else. That's the Bay Cow one we're using. The basic dump trucks aren't what we need. Yeah, so other than the tracked one, which I suppose the tracks are better over rough terrain, so there's a chance this won't get through that mud, Bay Cow, but I think it will. It's generally doing all right for us. The tracked one obviously would be better through rough terrain, but holds so little, it makes no sense using it. That's the only downside to it. If it held roughly the same as the Bay Cow, it would be okay, but the fact it holds half the amount means it's just not worth using. Unless the terrain is that bad that this can't get there, then it's worth using, but it's so rare. I'm trying to get rid of the hints. Right, so we're going to drive the heavy dump truck to the same place, and we can start a little bit earlier than where the road starts. What we'll try and do as well is we'll set the AI to do the road laying from the start point. We'll lay the sand before that, and we'll extend it as well once the AI is done. So the only thing that really annoys me is laying the sand. I just can't do it evenly. And it's easier for AI to do it while we bring over the dozer and other things. I think that makes more sense. It's the only thing we let the AI do for us when we build roads, is just the sand. But yeah, if this gets stuck in the water and the mud and the wet sand there, then we will have to swap to the smaller heavy dumper. But I don't think it will, to be fair. At some point we should really replace them concrete slabs, because then we can use them if we need them for a mission. Because we are wasting them really. There's 4 there being used as just a filler. Can build a small wooden bridge there if needed, or we can use them for a concrete bridge at some point, to be fair, or we can use them on the bridge vehicles as well, actually. Things like some of these corners. So this is one of the updates we had recently that fixed the bug that we had. Well, not a bug, but it was an issue with the heavy dumpers. When we were bouncing around like normally, sand would be falling out. The update recently changed that, so we no longer does that, which is good, because you'd lose a little bit every time, and it was a little bit, it's realistic to a point, I suppose. It was also frustrating, because you'd dump it and you'd actually leave it laying there. You can see it would affect vehicles driving that way if they went over it. It's a tight turn there, to be fair. The turning circle on this is horrendous, but it does what we needed to do. So but yeah, we'll have to lay some of the sand ourselves to start with. We may need to fill in the gaps, to be fair, as well. So I don't think we're going to be able to make it. I don't know, maybe we will. Depends how it starts off. The start point of the road. I don't know. We'll have to have a look at that when we start. Just thinking that maybe, because we can't put sand fully in that bit where this is going to start, because it may beach itself. That's the other thing. Although I think you can start it not necessarily in the square box. I think you can start it like further along, which wouldn't be so bad. I'm assuming it will do both, but we may have to set it up to do the second one manually, because they are 2 different roads as such. I think it may do them all together. I'm hoping as well when we grade the sand, it joins the roads. But it may not, they may be separate with a hole in the middle, and if that's the case, it may need to fill in that hole. But we won't know until we start, really. And we've got to make a judgment whether we're going to extend this towards the base area as well. Or train tracks are the kind of worst. We don't really want to go over the train tracks. Sand. We could put a road over it, but it's not as realistic, is it, if you take away the train tracks like that? Although we never see trains running in this. Just in case, I don't think it's worth doing it. To be fair, this base itself is not brilliant. Right, so we've got to decide, are we starting here or starting further around? My thinking is here. Although this is dry. Oh, no, I don't think we need to start here. Actually, maybe. I think we do start here. It makes sense, we're laying a road anyway, so it doesn't really matter how big this is. In terms of, we may as well make it fully, so there's no issues with any vehicles going forward. Right, so we'll do the sand we can here. I hate doing this. Only because I don't think I can lay it evenly enough. Yeah, we may as well extend the road just in case there's any convoys. We don't want to give them a reason to get stuck, essentially. Slow down. I say I can never do this evenly. Okay, it seems to be okay. Are we close enough to refill is the question. No. Okay, how far away from the zone are we? Oh, not far. There was always a chance we'd be away from it just because of the positioning to try and cover more of the road bit. We're not in it yet. Oh, I'm literally just outside it. This area here is basically it. So yeah, normally the road would start where you see the lines ahead there. So because of that, we want this starter bit done as well, ideally. Right, we can move while this is doing that. Even if it takes you out of the refill zone, you can still move. Just need to activate them. Yeah, just want to give as little reason for this fail if we have any convoys. But there's a tip there for those that aren't aware. You can start driving while it's filling up. Even if it takes you out of the fill zone, you can still drive. Yeah, the 20-ton vehicle here just wouldn't, it'd be too many refills to make it worth using. They're just going to double the amount. To be fair, that's pretty even. Until I need to lift it up higher there. This gap here. Sometimes you get the sound of the sand coming out, sometimes you don't. Weirdly. Right, that's the empty. I think we're just outside the zone again, aren't we? Yeah, just there. Right, we're going to get to the start area and then we'll set this up to do it itself while we bring over the dozer. We do always end up extending our roads quite a lot, quite often to be fair. We never really do it the size, the minimum. We always try and do more than we do need to. Up a bit. Put in this bit. Okay. But as I say, this won't do this bit here. It will only do the bit from where that start point is. So we need to refill here. seeing and trying to make sure we don't have any gaps, essentially. But we don't want this to beach itself either. So we may need to fill in a little bit here when it starts off. It's going to turn and everything else in this area, I think. We don't quite know. It's going to... Not quite. Wrong button. I want it to do it, but not yet. Okay, I think what we do... Because this area is going to need a bit of sand kind of for both sides, isn't it, really? Let's stop there. Let it refill. And hopefully we're set up. It should make it. If we have any issues, we'll have to swap to the tracked one, but I don't think there's going to be any issues. So, with this... That's the other road over there, isn't it? That's here. Okay. I think it's going to do both sides, but I don't know. We've never really had to do both sides before. So road segment there. It's now going to do its thing. As long as it doesn't beach itself on the sand we've put down now, we'll be fine. If it beaches itself, we'll have an issue. Please don't beach. Beach itself. I knew that was going to happen. Really? I knew there would be an issue with this. Every time. Okay. I need to stop the vehicle. Thing is, we put it in the right place. There we go. Let's try again. Let's move it to the side. It should be fine starting there. Why is it going so far back? Right. The only thing we don't know is if it's going to come back this way as well. Right, it started. Okay, so while it's doing that, we're going to drive the dozer from the exit base over here, as it is our nearest place. We're using the Vostok Pioneer. This is better than the other one that you start with, and the other one is the Cronenwork. It's just really, the Cronenwork is just really fiddly, but also the fact that when you're taking corners and things, an easy tip as it's moving area, the way it moves is the, I don't know what you call it, spade bit at the front, the dozer bit essentially has to travel high in the air, which makes you very top heavy, so it's quite easy to flip the vehicle over. But also it's a bucket actually, I think it's a bucket. The bucket isn't as wide as the Vostok's. The Vostok's bucket is a lot wider, so you make wider roads essentially. Plus it's tracked, so grip-wise it does really well. But this is the better one, essentially. It's also not bad speed-wise. But once we've done all that, we'll then jump into the heavy transporter. It's not a heavy vehicle transport, it's a heavy transporter. We'll jump in that, load up the asphalt layer and the roller, and we'll drive that to the base area to get them unloaded and go from there. Because driving both of those individually would be really slow. So we'll use the heavy transporter for that. We've done 2 missions already this morning. We took both easy ones. We found where the Hermit is. We found his home, essentially. And he's given us a new load of missions as well. And then we also got to the other area that was already in anyway with the cable layer. So I was seconds to get that mission done. I did say at the start of the stream, I don't want to remember what percentage we started the day on. I've already forgotten. I think it was 26%. I don't know. I cannot remember. I knew I should have made a note of it. Every time I forget what percentage we start on. But yeah, I think 26. We're still on the first of 3 parts of this map. And although this isn't a mission in itself, this is an infrastructure request. We need it so we can get the concrete plant up and running. We probably could carry what it needs for the concrete plant without the road being there, but there's no point struggling when we can just make the road that's needed anyway. And since the concrete plant has a yellow door, it generally means there's going to be a convoy at some point going or starting there. And if that's the case, we want this road to make that convoy work anyway. So, vehicle got stuck. Okay, this was the concern, wasn't it? This was the concern, that it would get stuck. It's got stuck there. Oh no, it's still moving. Okay, it did just come up and say it got stuck making the road. Oh, okay, it is getting stuck there. It's trying to reverse. I did just see it move, to be fair. This was always a possibility, and this is where the tracked vehicle may have been the better option. The thing is, it hasn't got far to go. I think what we do, I think we jump in. Yeah, vehicle got stuck. So that's... how do we stop this? Cancel the road. Where does it put that back to? Over here. Right, I think what we do, we're going to need to lay this bit. Well, no, actually, I think we can do it from here. If we select truck, select road, it should finish up to here. Because it'll only do what's needed. But yeah, there was always a possibility it got stuck. We may need to fill in a little gap here, potentially. But we'll keep an eye on that. I suppose that's where the tracked one would have been better. But the downside to the tracked is obviously it's half the amount. Although I don't know if that has to refill like we have to refill it. Because that looks always full. And it never stops when it's doing the road. So I don't think it has to refill like we do. So the actual 20-ton tracked heavy dumper would have been okay if it doesn't have to keep refilling. It would just be annoying for us. That bit we did, the extended bit, we would have had to refill. How many times? We did 3 times, so 6 times essentially. Which would have been annoying. But it's too late, we're already there with that. It should manage it as it is. Hopefully. We'll get over here and we'll have a double check, because obviously it's got the other side to do as well. Vehicle got stuck. Okay. I remember put the handbrake on that time. Right, where are we stuck now? Roughly the same area, isn't it? Look at this. So it is trying to do it. It's just reversed up. Yeah. So there's a little gap there. We'll fill that ourselves, I think. Downside to having this doing it itself, isn't it, really? So what we'll do, cancel road. That should bring it back to here. And what we'll do, select truck, and we'll do this side. Now, hopefully it doesn't get stuck doing that side. And then, yeah, we'll have to refill this in ourselves once it's done. That would be the plan. So, we're nearly there with this. We've got to cross another one more bridge, and then we can start grading some of the sand the dumpers put down. We can fill in that section easier now. I think next time maybe the tracked heavy dumper would be the better option. As I say, it's just half, it only carries half the amount. But when the AI is doing it, it doesn't have to keep stopping and refilling. So I don't think it does. It won't affect the AI doing it. It's only going to be when we use it. Okay, this is the base we haven't unlocked yet, and we don't know how to unlock yet. And we'll cross the train track over there, and then we can start grading, seeing how we're going to fill in this gap, because we'll have to use the dumper to get across that area and see if we can find a way to fill it in. But we did extend this out just for our benefit and convoys, to be fair, so there's no reason it gets stuck. Right, sand flattening. The only thing we need to be aware of is where this ends. So this road will end here. See, it hasn't got stuck this time, it seems to be doing okay. So we don't want to flatten, well, we can flatten this I suppose, but we want this to join, but it won't join for us, it will stop here. So when we flatten this, we just need to be aware that that's about to stop nearby. But let's get this flattened. I do love this grader. This grader is amazing compared to the other one in the game. There's more than these 2 graders, but then you can get the bucket on the front of a cargo truck, but it's not the same. This is the best grader in the game, just because of the way it works, how wide it makes things as well. I've got a feeling we'll join the two roads together by the end of it, just because of how wide this makes things. Right, we're going to need to stop here until that's over here, I think. Just because I don't want to do too much and it gets stuck when it gets over here. So while we're waiting for that, what we'll do, we'll jump back over to the tunnel exit base. We have got a heavy transport already here, we need to move this out. And then we need to get our asphalt layer loaded up and our roller loaded up. And we'll drive to where we're starting that road area. So let's get this stopped there. Need to be out of the way so that X isn't there really. There we go. Ramp. And then we need to pull in asphalt layer first. The Arling Roadworks 120 Special. That is the better one. Is this our first roads built on this map? It might be, to be fair. Don't think we've built other roads yet. Yeah, imagine driving this all the way there at this speed. It would be annoying. Hence why we load it up instead. Especially now you can strap vehicles as well. Right, we're just going to get this centered. It can spin on itself, so it's a little bit easier to get centered. Over to the left a bit more. Come on. Come on. Trying to keep it on as straight as possible. Knowing that we've got to cross that metal bridge, we not going to have much room either way. So we need to be as in the middle as possible really here. I think that's about it. Move it forward, don't go back. It's only just managed to fit the roller and this on. The new roller is the better roller. So we do need that as far forward as possible. Right, back in here to get the roller out. And the best roller is the Arling Roadworks 750R. Let's load this on. And then we might as well start driving over. And then it's all over there then. And then it's just a case of do the roads. Won't take too long once everything's there. Now, the only downside to this roller, the other roller fits better on this. This is a little bit bigger than the other roller, but it's the same. It does the same width roughly as the. It does half, 3/4 of the width of the grader. Okay, the strapped vehicles. Incorrect wheel position. Which one is it? It's not strapping that one. Why is it not strapping the back one? It's weird. We don't normally have an issue with this, to be fair. I should strap. Although I don't think it's going to go anywhere. In a minute we'll pull the back up anyway. So it shouldn't make a difference. But I don't. Yeah, it says cannot secure. Although, even though it says that, sometimes it is already strapped up. Let's see there. If we now unstrap and restrap, it is strapped on, I'm pretty sure. But it didn't go red that time. We've not had it fall off yet, to be fair. But hopefully we won't. We'll try and make these bends. Obviously, we've got a big load on now, so we need to be aware of the bends. So we turn enough to allow for that just to turn. Now this doesn't have a lot of beams as heavy transport. It's the only heavy transport in the game though. It does lack power. And I hate driving these things with long trailers, personally. Struggle to allow for the back a lot of the time. But yeah, even though it isn't showing the straps, I think they're both strapped. So once they're at that base that we're going to unlock, we'll then go back and have a look at what bits we need to fit in with the heavy dumper, and then we'll grade as well. We obviously need to get to the far end and extend that out as well. But if we grade one side first, the dumper can then drive on that, essentially, because it will beach itself on the sand it's put down otherwise. Maybe a makeshift little gap thing. These are the things that kind of make you feel like you're not making much progress, because you're not actually fulfilling a mission criteria. But there is an infrastructure criteria, admittedly, but the infrastructure missions don't count towards 100%. But we do need this done to make our life easier. Everything's still on the back? Yep. Right, get on out for the trailer to come round here. This is why I dislike driving these long trailer vehicles. Because I find the struggle to allow for the back. Seem to be okay there. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to get caught up there. We did catch. Alright, we caught the edge, but other than that, I actually took probably the best I've ever taken it. Right, we got through here, and then we got the metal bridge to go across. Followed by, yeah, we get a bridge that's already there and working, and then we're there. And then once we've done these roads, we can then do the objects. Which will hopefully then finish the first part of this map. It's 3 parts in total. Hopefully it'll finish the first, and then hopefully we can open up that base. That'll make life a lot easier if we open that up. And then we've got a lot of side missions we haven't done yet. Mainly because we haven't been able to get to the place he wants us to yet. Came through the bridge fine. I was a little bit worried about the height, to be fair, but it didn't seem to be a problem. Take we haven't lost anything. It's a bit bumpy here. No, both are still on board. This is where you can see it's lacking a bit of beams, heavy transporter. Ground's a bit rough, a little bit of an incline, and the weight of both the vehicles is quite heavy. You'd think the heavy transporter this would have a bit more beams to it, but it just doesn't have it. Nothing's dragging on the floor, so it's not that. It is the lack of power, to be fair. Right, just this bridge to go across, and then we're there. As I say, it would have been much easier if this base was unlocked, but I think it's mission locked looking at it. And we will need to get power to it, but at the minute, can't find anywhere that has power, so we can't lay a cable from anywhere to it currently. Right, we need to park this in a way so we can unload nicely. Probably go to the right here. Perfect. We'll unstrap and toggle ramp so we can just get them off when we need them now. Right, let's jump back over here. So the dumper has done all of this. Obviously there is a gap here we need to fill in, but I think we need to grade first so the dumper can actually can drive along there. Also we'll quickly fill in this gap here. I don't keep meaning to press X there, but X to take off low gear. I can't do that while in the zone. Right, so our plan is we need to put sand down and link these 2 bits up as well. My only concern is beaching ourselves here. Don't know how wide we need this, or do we just run it to both sides maybe? I think we run it to both sides. We do this bit here. Far too quick. No sand was coming out, I was too quick doing it. Can't see because of the rain and that box. Can't actually see how much I'm putting down here. Just want to make sure it joins. This is where this gets stuck. Right, it should be fine. Close that. This is why normally I grade it first before trying to do this. Right, I'm just going to lay a little bit over this side as well, just to allow for this to meet both bits. There we go. That should join up once we start grading. We'll start refill that. So if we grade this left-hand side first, because then this can drive on it, and we'll be able to fill in that gap. Okay, back to the grader. So we should be able to grade this going along here. I think we'll basically, it'll work itself out, the join, once we get both sides done. I'm hoping there isn't a gap between them as well. It depends on how this grading goes. I'm trying to stay a bit more right, just so we try and fill in that bit of gap there. I don't think it will. Well, it might do actually. Once we do the other side, that actually might work out absolutely fine, to be fair. Yeah, I think it will. I think we'll end up laying road, making it one complete, really wide road by the end of it. This is the first double road we've ever done though. But it is a new thing for the DLC by the looks of it. Okay, where's that gap? I think it's up here, isn't it? Those that have just joined us, our scalper is finally being used for the first time ever. And it is up there. And the driver to it is just sitting in that chair watching what we're doing. I think that's quite cool, there's a chair up there, to be fair. Okay. This gap may be non-existent once we've graded, to be fair. It may fit itself in. Just don't know yet. If not, we'll probably have to reverse the dumper down here just to fill it in. But that's the annoying part, really. Just depends how much this can grade. Yeah, it's not going to fit in. It's going to be close to filling in. Can we carry on though? I think we can. Yeah, we'll carry on to the other side, and then we'll have to bring the dump up to fill in. What I might do is go down the other side as well. We do want to extend this, I think. Do we need to extend it? We need to have a look at the ground as we come off this. If it's solid, then we don't need to extend. A little bit to the right, to be fair there. Obviously there'll be a bit of slope coming down. Yeah, it's solid ground, so we don't need to extend onto this, which is perfect. What we'll do, we'll grade the other side, and then we've got to bring the dumper down anyway. I don't know if we need to reverse the dumper. No, it should be right going forward, I think. Yeah, we don't need to extend the other side by the looks of it. I think that's solid ground anyway. Because we can see better now because the light is brightened up a bit. Yeah, it's solid, so we don't need to extend. And this is turning into one solid road between the two, which is what we wanted. But it's just that bit there to fill in. That's where the AI got a bit stuck in the water. To be fair, would it have been worth using the heavy dumper with tracks, which can hold half the amount of sand? No. I think for that one little bit that it struggled with, it wouldn't have been worth it. Are we carrying that stone or have we pushed it to the side? There was a rock there and I'm not sure if we've got it on us or not. Yeah, we are pushing it. Okay. Get it off the road because our asphalt layer will get stuck on that. But yeah, the roads have actually joined, so we'll make it one really wide road with the asphalt layer, rather than have a gap in the middle. Because any gap, there's a chance you can slightly go off with a couple of wheels and then get yourself stuck. So I'd rather make it one complete flat double road. So I think it's pretty good. Like I say, first double road we've ever done. Quite long as well, to be fair. It's just that join to play with as well. And we finally got to use the scalper properly. It's only taken until the DLC to be able to use it properly. But it's finally used. But, well, we're an hour and a half in, we've done 2 missions. Both side missions, both took us minutes. We had to build a bridge instead. We tested out the bigger, longer bridge layer vehicle, which wasn't quite long enough for us to use what we wanted it for. We have tested it out at the very least. Right, how does this fill in here? Right, let's just have a quick look at this join. How are we looking? I think that joins perfectly, to be fair. I don't think we need to adjust any of that. I think that does join perfectly there. Bit of a bump here. Because of that's there, you can't really do too much with it. So, heavy dump is what we need next. We need to go and fill in that hole where the AI got stuck. But now this is all graded, it should be fine. And then asphalt layer, roller, and that's both roads done. And then we can then get the stuff delivered to the concrete plant to activate that. Oh, I wonder why this was so slow. It's because low gear was on when the AI was using it. Right, just one bit to fill in. Then we're going to get the grader back here to grade it, and then we can lay asphalt. Now this should be okay going in that water now. I'm hoping. Otherwise, if we get stuck, we're going to have to try and manoeuvre it. So just put some sand down. Right, we don't want to overdo this either, because obviously otherwise it'll affect what we've already done. Okay, is not enough. Is there enough there? Probably not. Right, that should be fine. Always refill the sand before we leave this somewhere, because it's always better to have it filled, I think. Right, the only thing I'm not sure of is this bit here. Although it is solid, there's a bit of an incline. Do we want to do this as well, just to make sure nothing gets stuck on the incline? Problem is, if they use a vehicle like the Wayfarer, it's got anything in the back, the Wayfarer will get stuck. It's the worst vehicle in the game. It enjoys getting stuck on everything. My watch is now searching for getting stuck on everything. So, I think we extend it. I wasn't going to, but I think we should, just to allow for the incline, and in case the Wayfarer is used. We won't use it, because the Wayfarer is the worst vehicle in the game. But the AI might, on a convoy. So for that reason, there we go, we'll stop at the train track. Are we out of it? I think we're out of the area to refill, aren't we? Right, we're just going to do the other side as well. Hopefully we're going to have sand enough for that. Turning circle on this is a little bit poor, but should be okay. Right. Well, still not out of the zone. We're close to the zone, so it should be okay. And by the time we've graded the other side as well, it should even itself out, hopefully. Right, there we go. Yeah, that should equal itself out once we grade the other side. Right, are we in the sand zone? Yes. Right. Let's get rid of this. So we'll grade the bit we'll just put down over here, plus the hole we had to fill in. And leave this over here. but it's not currently needed. Okay, so grader's got a couple of bits to do, and then we can lay asphalt. Spin this round. Yeah, I wasn't too sure about that end bit, but since there's an incline, I think we better be safe than sorry, really. Don't want to risk anything going wrong, essentially. And then we should be able to make progress once this is done. Main story progress anyway, there's lots of other things to do. We still need to find a way to the water treatment plant. And how that all connects. That might actually connect to here, to be fair. We'll have to have a proper look once we've done this. Right, let's grade this bit here. We still haven't done any asphalt destruction. One of the options for the graders is asphalt destruction, basically tearing off a road that you put down. You can't do any road that's already there, it's only roads you built yourself. But yeah, we haven't had to use that yet. And I don't think we ever will, to be fair. The only time I think maybe is if we did build a road and then we need to lay a pipe, electricity cable underneath, then maybe. But other than that, I can't see it ever really using it. Right, this is the extension we did. We just need to swing around and do the other side. Too much of an extension, to be fair. Just enough. Just to make sure we're not leaving a massive hill to come off. There we go. Job done. Okay. Let's park this to the side as well. And then we can lay the asphalt tarmac for everyone in the UK. Same thing. There probably is a difference, to be fair. There's probably a difference in the materials used to make it, or the way they make it, possibly. But it is basically the same thing. Okay, this may take 3 journeys with the asphalt layer, mainly because of how wide it is. Why don't I lay... Oh, I've actually loaded this the wrong way around. The roller needs to be, should have gone on first because it's used last. For some reason I put the asphalt layer on first. Well, it matters, it doesn't matter massively. Right, make sure we come off this evenly so as not to get stuck. Okay, this does have to go across this first bit of mud and stuff, which may cause it a few issues. We may at some point fill this in, but until we've got the base up and running, there's no point, because it can change the layout of the base once you get up and running. So it may make some of this smoother anyway. There's no point us wasting time filling it in if we don't need to, and I don't think we do. Right, this first bit should just be a single track. It should be fine, and then it's the edges and things that will change. So start there. This does get pushed out slightly when you roll it as well, so it can be slightly off the edges a little bit and it'll still be fine. Trying to make sure it's even as much as possible. And then we get to our road. So like I say, I think it will take 3. So one on the left, one on the right, one down the middle, potentially. And this bit here, what I'm thinking, is we get to the start point here, then we reverse and go and do the other side just to join it all up. Can lay asphalt reversing, so it's not too bad. But yeah, should join it all up nicely when that's all rolled out. This rain and the darkness is really not helping. Trying to see what we're doing. Okay. This isn't happy. Why is suddenly that struggling? It's turning on its own, which normally happens if there's a bit of an incline or something's not liking as you go and do it. be okay. There we go. I'm slightly more to the middle, but should be fine. It's still showing up. It's going blue, which means we are laying asphalt and filling it properly. If it doesn't go blue, you know you've missed a section. It will want you to do it again. We're very, very wide there. Let's reverse up a bit. Doesn't need to be that far left, to be honest, because we've got quite a lot of wide road to use. As long as it does its thing, it's fine. In fact, we won't need 3 journeys in the asphalt layer. We can do this in 2, because we're covering quite a lot of that middle. Let's line back up again. 2 journeys should be plenty to lay what we need. The roller may need 3. Just need me more left. Just trying to get a corner that turn right. No problem. There we go. So when you're turning it, you feel like you're missing bits. Although if it's like British roads, we do want to miss bits. We need holes. Got to allow for them potholes, otherwise it's not realistic, is it? Right, struggling to turn a little bit there. Feel like we do probably need to go a bit more left on a lot of that. Don't know. When you roll it, it does spread a bit, so maybe it'll be okay. Now, proper look as we go past it from the other side, I think. Quite a long road by the end of it. Even without the extension we did, it's still quite a long road. At least we're filling in the middle, which is my concern. That's too far to the right. Just drifting ever so slightly to the right every time we try and line it up. So as long as it's going blue, it means we're doing enough. Just annoys me that I'm missing bits like that. Come on. More to the left is our problem. I have to kind of forgo a bit of the middle just to allow for this left bit to be where it should be. Again, I feel like we're missing too much to the left. That's better. Just going to allow for more of the left hand side. It's when we turn, we seem to lose the left hand side more. It's turning its own again. Come on, digitals. Fine at the start. Okay. Trying to get. There's a middle bit there we've missed. Any little bump will make this move a different way. That's the problem. We need to allow for that when we're laying it. One little bump is all it takes, and this thing goes haywire. Hence why I wanted to move that rock when we were doing the grading. To be fair, go to the left. It wants to go right. I don't want it to go right. I think this is the bit we had to fill in where the gap was potentially, because it may be a little bit more uneven here, hence why this is playing up. It won't turn left at all. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I think that may have been the bit we filled in, hence why I decided to play up there. And now it's okay again. It's always the way, isn't it? Yeah, first double road, it's actually going to end up being one big wide road by the end of it. If we'd used the smaller grader, we'd have a gap in the middle, which we didn't want, to be fair. The newer grader is definitely the better one. Not just for traversing to get into places, but also for the width it does. Mr. Joker, good morning, how are you? Okay, put in a little bit of extension we did here, and then we'll go back on the other side, and then we can roll the lot out, and that'll be job done. And then we can get these materials or objects delivered to the concrete plant and have the concrete plant up and running. And hopefully that'll unlock concrete bridges. I'm also hoping that then gives us a way of operating the other bridges that are on the map that don't work. We have traversed some of the water by using the thin bridges that are already in on the map, and they are horrendous. Hence why in the last stream we round a couple of vehicles. Okay. We don't need to be as far into the middle this time. I need this to actually turn. There's an incline there, I think. I think that's why it's not liking it. Go straight. Okay, there's a little bit of a gap there we have to fill in a second. Seems to be a bit of an incline, doesn't seem to like it. This thing is very finicky. Yeah, there's a little bit of an incline there. I don't like leaving holes. How are you this morning, Mr. Joker? We only play single player, I'm afraid, Mr. Joker. We don't play any multiplayer games on the channel, to be honest. Or if they're multiplayer, we don't use the multiplayer function. We like to just do it ourselves. But thank you for the offer, much appreciated. To be fair, we don't really need any help. We've 100%ed the game. This is the DLC. And we've done 100% of the game on our own, so it'd be a bit weird to start now, to be fair. But thank you for the offer though, much appreciated. Right, hopefully this thing settles down. The middle's already been done from the other side, so we don't have to allow too much of that. I'm not liking this at all. This thing is bouncing around. Go a bit more left. It looks, when you look at the road in the sand, it is smooth from where we graded it. But this thing picks up every little discrepancy that's there. An elevator makes it worse as it kind of veers off. Right, come on, settle down. I've already explained, Mr. Joker, we don't do the multiplayer. We've got no need for any help, I'm afraid. We've done the whole game 100% on our own, so there's no need to do multiplayer as far as I'm concerned. And all the games on the channel we generally play single player, even if there is a multiplayer function. But thank you for the offer, much appreciated. It's just not something we do. That's also the thing. The replayability of this, I really enjoy RoadCraft. The DLC I'm really enjoying. As far as replayability goes, I'm not someone that wants to go back and replay the maps. I know you can increase the difficulty now, which you couldn't do when the game released, by adding fuel and stuff in and damage, but I just don't see the point in replaying it, because we know what we want to do. This seems a bit weird. But I don't replay many games, to be fair. Especially not the story-driven games. Once you know the story, there's no surprise. The only game we've replayed, once we've completed it, was Mars on Alice, because the Platinum needed another playthrough on New Game Plus, and it was the only trophy we didn't have at that point was that one trophy. So we did play through it again, but we just focused on the main story to get it done quickly. That's the only game we've ever replayed on the channel, to be fair. Right, that's all the asphalting done. There is a bit of a bit there, but then most vehicles should be fine to do that. So, deactivate the paver. Where are we going to park this up? I think we take it back to where the base is. We could dump it somewhere, but we're only just around the corner, so we'll take it there. Thanks for the like, girls. Much appreciated. Right, that is done. We just need to roll it now. This first section should be 2 runs, and then the wider bit potentially 3, maybe 4 a push. Hopefully we can avoid 4. I'm glad we didn't drive this all the way here, because it would have been really annoying being this slow, to be fair. Right, we can park this up just over here. And then we can jump in the roller and get the road finished. I do see how, if you play this multiplayer, doing a lot of the missions will be quicker. Because obviously one person will be doing one thing while someone else is doing another. So I do get that side of it, but for me, it's like we do SnowRunner on the channel, and I just find that single player is the better option. Obviously you'd speed things up by doing multiplayer. It's one of those things I just don't see the reason to do so. Right, this is rolling. Yeah, it does spread it out a little bit more once you roll it. It doesn't go much wider. Let's do a bit. You can see some of the asphalt moving a little on the left hand side. Always leaves the edges well unrolled every time. No matter if you are on the edge, it will leave it unrolled. There's no need to go directly at the edge, to be fair. Right, what we'll do, we might as well start the run, and then we'll come back via the middle, finish off this bit as well. Oh, I'm trying to get this that left hand side over there. Let's get this bit done. Yeah, you can see where it leaves a little bit of an edge. Okay, you can see this isn't quite in the middle, but it allows it to be done. When the road actually is finished, it will fill in some of the missing bits if need be. It's a little bit annoying because you kind of want the discrepancies and, you know, the little human touches by missing bits. I said we're not doing multiplayer, I'm afraid, Mr. Joker. We've done the whole game single player and 100% of the base game. But thank you for the offer. It's not something we want to do, I'm afraid. Is my sound not working? I think that's the third time I've answered, but I don't know if my sound's working properly or not. Bear with me a second, let me just check the stream on my phone. I have got it running on the laptop so I can see chat, but I always prefer checking sound on the phone. Yeah, it sounds fine. It's only because we've answered you 3 times, Mr. Joker, that's all. Just wanted to check the sound was working. But yeah, we don't play multiplayer, I'm afraid. I know people who do, to be fair. I've got a few people that play this multiplayer, but my other half was actually interested in gaming. Well, I probably would then. And we can't, my son would play, but we'd need 2 PS5s for that. Because I don't think it's local co-op on one screen, is it? We would need 2. But everything a lot quicker rolling this than it is laying the asphalt in the first place. Okay. So we're just at the extension to the finished bit, and then we'll go back down. We'll go down the middle next, and then after that we'll go down the other side. Yeah, middle's next, and then we come back on the other side, and then that should be fully done. The equipment to the concrete plant isn't too bad from where the start position will be our garage. It's actually quite near where we're picking the stuff up from. Just a little bit here, so that's that. Right, down the middle then. Obviously we need a slight overlap on the right hand side really, just to make sure it does do it all. This is where you've got to be a bit more accurate. And then we'll come back on the left. And then this whole thing. Key? What do you mean by key, Mr. Joker? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by key, Mr. Joker, that's all. Well, I missed a little bit there. I don't mind the little bits of this, but I kind of, if I see them, I kind of want to make sure they're done. Okay. I speak English, Mr. Joker. If you don't understand me, bear with me a second, let me just put it in chat. Just going to put it in chat so Mr. Joker can see what I'm saying. Okay, there you go, Mr. Joker. Jake, good morning, how are you? Just in case he doesn't understand but can read English, I thought I'd put it in chat. Okay. Definitely a lot easier to control the roller than it is the asphalt layer. Okay. I'm going to do this one last time, Mr. Joker, and then I'm not going to answer it. Because this is only the 4th time. But I don't play multiplayer, I'm afraid. If I can spell it, will probably help. This is when you start to wonder if someone's actually trolling or not. I don't think he is. I think there is I think it's a language thing, but you never know. Okay, nearly back at the start line, then we're down the right hand side, and then road will be complete. I am hoping that getting the concrete plant up and running will finish off the first part of the story for this, to be fair. That's the hope anyway. The amount of side missions we've got, there's a lot to do. And a lot of them, we just, well, after going to the Hermit, we've now got loads of extra things. Why don't I play with people? I just don't see the point. I'd rather do it on my own, I'm afraid. I know obviously it will speed things up playing multiplayer, but I don't play anything multiplayer, to be fair. If I play anything multiplayer, it's normally with my boy. I do have a group of people who used to do a lot of stuff like farming simulator and stuff together, but don't have the time now. But yeah, generally, especially on the channel, we don't do anything multiplayer. It's just not my thing. I also find if you're playing multiplayer and streaming at the same time, you've got 2 different chats on the go. You've got one with the people you're playing with, which the people in the stream will be able to hear. It can get really confusing when you're answering questions and stuff and talking to chat. So I think it makes things easier not to do multiplayer stuff when streaming anyway. But I have done it previously. It's just not something I enjoy doing. Playing to eat yourself, it's more satisfying. Yeah, exactly, Jake, man. I completely agree with you. It is. You get a sense of achievement. The thing is, you know, we're what, 80 odd hours in, maybe more than that now. You understand English but don't speak it. Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing. Even if we played together, you wouldn't be able to talk to me about what we're each doing, as well, which wouldn't work. Because you need that communication. I think, anyway. Okay, final run. This should be the final bit we need to do, and this road will be, or double road will be complete. Including the 2 extensions either side as well. I'm glad it kind of meets in the middle though like that, it's all smooth. I was really hoping there wouldn't be a hole. So I'm glad we've got away with that, really. Because all it would take is a little wheel in the hole, and then you'll get stuck. Look how far over we came when we did the middle run, to be fair. Okay, nearly done. And then we'll go and grab these 2 items. Hopefully we can get them in one truck. I'm not sure how big they are, to be fair. Oh, I missed them in the middle there. Look at that. Can't leave that. I've seen it. I can't leave it. Really roll this bit. You can see that edge there as well, actually, isn't brilliant. But like I say, this will smooth itself out to a point once it's complete anyway. We can't smooth that. That means there's a bit of sand missing or something not quite right there, as it won't allow us to smooth it out. Got to have some discrepancies though, some little holes. Well, it's not done correctly, is it? In the UK, we suffer massively with potholes. So, you know, it's not realistic if there's no hole anywhere. Right, last little bit, and then this will complete itself. We'll need to do a little bit on the extension as we come off this side. There we go. That is the infrastructure road dump. We didn't have a mission for that as such, but we had an infrastructure request anyway. There may still be a mission for it, and it may show up, but it will be complete straight away. So there is a couple of holes here, as you can see. It's where the sand and the asphalt hasn't laid correctly by the looks of things. There's a rock in the way there as well, to be fair. That is job done. So we now need to go and get these objects from the machine yard and bring them here. The only issue is I don't know how big they are. Look at that for a road though. Took a bit of time. The best thing is we've got the scalper to work, and there's a little chair there for the driver to sit on and watch. That's the important bit. Right, how big are what we need to pick up from the machine yard? That is the question. I can't even see them, and I don't have a vehicle nearby to check, I don't think. Or do we actually? It's not the right vehicle. How quick is this? Can we just think it's got a little bit of speed. Let's get this. We just want to check the size of the objects we need to move, so we know what vehicle to use. Because if we just went there with any vehicle and it wasn't big enough, it'd be annoying and a waste of time. So if we actually go and check the size of the objects we need to pick up, at least then we know what we can use to do so. It may need, they won't fit in the mule and the Voron. We'll need a separate crane here as well. We just don't know at this point. What are they? They're in the little... They're actually underneath that shed, aren't they? Okay, it's 2 small boxes, so we can use the mule or the Voron, I believe. They will fit on the back of one of them quite easily. Park this up out of the way. So currently our mule, the base mule is already over the other side where we just did all that road, but we'll probably call it back because the other ones are over the other side of the map. There's no point calling them back, I don't think. So, wrong button. We'll call these base mule back. The other two are over the other side, so we'll call them base mule. There you go. Right, so we've got to go over to where the machine yard is, pick up these 2 items and drive them over a brand new road over to the concrete plant, and then that'll be job done and we'll see what's next. Probably the side missions, the water treatment plant stuff for the village of Halki, that will need doing, and also the stuff for the Hermit probably will come next, but we shall see. Let's get this first bit done. We still need to get to the water treatment plant, find a way to it. I'm hoping opening up the concrete plant will allow an easier access, and even especially if we can open up the base that's there, make life so much more easy when it comes to traversing all of that as well. But we're getting there. I think that metal bridge we built earlier, I think that may be the first metal bridge we built in the whole game, including all the base game, which is done 100%. Only because normally we use concrete or wood is the other one, but generally concrete where possible. We have done a few wooden ones though. So we're going to head left here and follow it round to the machine yard. I always forget to put the handbrake on when we go and check the map. So this was our small bridge layer that we used just to test it out, and we've used it here. Haven't actually used this route that much because we haven't needed to, but we thought we'd test out the small layer there, and it does its job. It's just really, really small. And as they're meant to be there for temporary bridges, I suppose at some point we should probably, if needed, we could fill that hole in, but I don't think we actually need to. A small bridge lag probably stay there now. I don't think we're ever really going to need to move it. Right, we go left here. And then this will be the machine yard. We're going to have to pull them boxes out of where they are, which is not the best. But hopefully there'll be a bit of room to manoeuvre when we do that. Swing this round. We'll probably end up dragging them a little bit, to be fair. I don't know if we should leave a gap. If we're going to drag them out, I wonder if we should leave a gap. I'm not going to have to lift them very high, I don't think. Move forward a bit. So I think that's the bigger one on the left. That's what I didn't want to happen. I needed a bigger gap then. I was a little bit... That would fall down there. Go forward. Swing it if we can. Try and extend it out. There we go. There was always that chance I was going to catch it, and I thought we might. Right, we've got to allow for the other one to go in as well, which I think will fit at the back, to be fair. Grains are definitely not my forte. I think we've got better than we have previously with them, but I still struggle a little bit. There we go. Right, can we access the other one, or do I need to go back again? No, we can. There we go. Get this in the back as well. And then we're off to the concrete plant to unlock that fully. Hopefully, we may still need to do something else to fully do it. Maybe. Potentially a convoy, to be fair. It has got a yellow door to it, which normally dictates convoy at some point. Right, camera's back to normal camera. Strap the cargo, anchors up, and brake off. Let's go. So we need to go back the way we came, but instead of turning right to go to our base, we head straight instead. I think that's right. I don't think there's a quicker route from here. Let's have a look. My thinking is we go back this way to here and go round down there and across. Don't think there's a quicker way. We were to go straight. No, we haven't put a bridge there yet. So, to be fair, that route where there's a bridge missing hasn't really been needed. If we needed it, we would have put a bridge there by now. Although potentially concrete bridge, or the larger bridge layer may be big enough for that one. Large bridge layer is 12 meters long. Small is 6. So actually, it might be too long. That might not be long enough to 12 meter, to be fair. Which kind of makes me think, what would we use it for? Because the 12 meters not been used yet. I don't know what we'd actually use it for. Because we haven't got a bridge gap that's wide, that's long enough. That fits it. Normally the bridges are wider, longer. Not wider, longer. That we've had so far. Whereas this one fits perfectly. The smaller one here. We could potentially get another smaller one where then concrete slabs are near our other base here, to be fair. Is this the route one? Yes. Yeah, where the pipes are, we could get another small bridge there and take out the concrete. It would work perfectly, to be fair. But yeah, currently the 12 meter, I just don't see the use for it as of yet. We just haven't had a gap that we can use it on. That might change though, we don't know yet. Obviously they are, I think they were DLC vehicles or added in as part of the DLC. Not necessarily DLC vehicles, but we didn't use any of the other vehicles that were added in during the base game, so I can't remember a gap that may have been be useful for in the base game, to be fair, either. Because any gaps we had, actually potentially there was the map that we had the trees. We had to build some small roads quite early on to get anywhere. Some small bridges, I should say, out of wood. I can't remember what map that was, to be fair. That's the only one that springs to mind that it would have been useful, to be honest. Right, we're going to head across the bridges, the metal bridge that we did with the steel beams, then an in-game bridge, and then we're there at the other base, ready to go down the newly created road. So one more bridge after this. Bit of a nosedive there actually, that's quite steep kind of bit to go down there. Always catch the nose of the vehicle. Doesn't really do any harm though. I think if you hit it any quicker maybe, but we didn't actually hit it that quickly. Right, over this bridge, and then we would have moved on the story. said it before, but I really hope Kelly's back for the second DLC map. I don't think the story has the same kind of... It doesn't grip you as much if there's not someone talking about it and making it more real, if that makes sense. I find that it's definitely missing in the DLC. There's that atmosphere that doesn't quite exist properly now. Whereas during the base game, because Kelly would talk at other times as well, not just mission-related stuff. He would also just contact you and talk to you a little bit at different times. It gave you more of a sense of feeling towards what you're doing. So while she's not here, the atmosphere's kind of disappeared a bit, I find. Plus, she had a decent sense of humour, which was always funny to see her remarks about things. It's a wide enough road and I still can't stay on it. Come on the road. Right, let's get these delivered. Now, we know there's going to be a convoy at some point here because the yellow door up here. We just don't know where it's going to be to and from. But it's 2 yellow doors, so potentially more than one convoy. It may do that before it unlocks this fully. It may want us to do a convoy first. Right, do I need to unload or just drive in? Just drive in. There we go. Okay. I don't think that hasn't done what we thought. So the area is now revealed. And that's the concrete plant now revealed. It is up and running, I think. It doesn't say it's not. There's a sandpit there we need to activate. But I think the concrete plant is now up and running. And now the mission is shown to go to the port. So we'll have to have a look and see where that is in a second. So I'm just YouTube. It was buffering my end. I want to see why. So yeah, concrete plant is now there. Let's see what the new mission is. Go get to the port. There's also a sand quarry over here we didn't know about. So there is a quarry there. That wasn't showing up before. It's a tiny distance, that's why. Okay. And obviously we've got the sand pit there. So our next mission, main story mission, is get to the port. Why? So we received promising news about the port, which had stored various equipment before the accident. Been given permission to borrow some for further repairs. Hopefully the port is still intact. Head there, assess the situation. Okay, so we need to head to the port to assess the situation there. We still need to do the side mission for the water treatment plant, for the village, but we don't know how to get to that yet. And obviously some bridges aren't working. Ah, we found power over here now as well. So potentially we can run power to the roadside base now, from there to there. Because that has power there. It starts there though. That's going to be tricky to run through them trees, to be fair. I don't really want to go over the road. We might not have a choice to go to the side of the road, really. Although we want to go to there. Potentially over this way. Might be a little bit too rocky here, though. I don't know, we could try laying that to the edge, to be fair. Is that now part... Yeah, roadside base. Does that unlock the base? I think it might. So if we want to unlock this, we need to lay cable from here to here, which is doable. What's that there? There's a mission to go there now as well. Is that new? No, actually it's this. I didn't. So we haven't. Okay, so we've got a new main mission, new side mission. I hadn't noticed this yet. So for this one, setting up a new base near the concrete plant will make our mission significantly easier. We've marked this location on the map. Your job is to transport the truck carrying the resources to the site, supply electricity and plan a route from the central railway station to the base. That should be enough to get it up and running. Okay. Let's firstly look at the infrastructure route, because that can potentially run while we're doing other things. It's coming from the railway, which is a bit of a concern. Where's the start point? Okay, not too much of a concern then, because that's easily done. So we'll set up the convoy now, because that can be doing its thing while we're doing other stuff. So we'll start plotting this out. It's always nice to have these going, just because we can crack on and do other things. So we just need to be aware. I don't think it's a wayfarer it's going to use, which is a bonus. There's a Wayfarer would be a little bit more concerned. Right, we need to allow for the turn here. There is a chance that may not work, and it may need us to redo that bit. We shall see. And then over here, over the metal bridge we built. Now there is a potential for it to get potentially stuck here, depending on the vehicle it's using. Hopefully it won't, because I really don't want to lay another road there unless we really have to. Doesn't need it, but if the convoy gets stuck, the best way is to lay a road. Okay, this is going to then go through the base. Oh no, it's not. It finishes at the base. There we go. So that seems a really easy route to take, to be fair. So we can dispatch that now. Hopefully we have no issues. Now the other part, I know this is this isn't a mission we've had for a while, but it's a base to set up. I think that takes priority really. So vehicle, we've got to drive a vehicle from the concrete plant. I should have seen it was there, to be fair. It looks to be like a mule, to be fair, or a Voron. And that's going to the roadside base. We may as well do that now. That's fairly simple. Take the road we've just done. Let's track this instead. We have got a vehicle actually right near the port. So this isn't our one, is it? Our one's here. It's because it's the exact same vehicle. It looked like it was our one, but it's not. So we've got to drive the same route we've just done, but not as far, because it's going to the roadside base, and then we'll get the cable done, and then that will need another base set up. We need that base anyway, because of the water treatment plant being where it is. I wanted the base set up so we can get the water a bit easier. We don't quite know what we need. So I'm watch is going off. I don't know how many emails I get from my boys' school a day. It's constant. It's all the time. We get 5 or 6 emails a day, and most of it we don't need to know about. There's a lollipop man that covers a little bit of the school route, not the part my boy needs to use, but he does it for crossing other children a different route. Yeah, every day we get an email saying whether he's working or not, on top of everything else. It's ridiculous. I don't need to know everything they're sending me. Plus, because it's a Catholic school. Not that we're Catholic, but it's the best school in the area, we think. So, because it's a Catholic school, we get a parish email, a parish update, a school update, a community update, HSA update. It's ridiculous. It really is. Right, we're here though. That was quick and easy. A little bit concerned about the cable laying. We'll figure that in a second. But that is the vehicle delivered. I think I need to jump out of it before it counts, doesn't it? No? Why is it not counted? Infrastructure's there, deliver vehicle. I don't understand. I delivered the vehicle. Oh, I'm not in it either. Okay, it may clear once we're done, maybe, because we have delivered it. Convoy's just done its thing as well. I wonder if this won't complete until we do the power. Maybe. Okay, I think it's power next. It hasn't ticked any of them off though. Although we've just seen the convoy do its thing. It's made it absolutely fine. So the only thing missing then is that is done, isn't it? I've just literally seen it, I think. Just double check it's not en route. I'm pretty sure I've just seen it do its thing. Yeah, there we go. Infrastructure route complete. The deliver vehicle isn't showing as complete. But we'll leave that for the minute and we do power. And hopefully that will then complete it. It may be the power's needed first. Okay. We need to get our layer there anyway. Currently, it's out near... I think it's all the way over here, to be fair. Southern Tunnel, Coastal Base. Where have we left it? Oh, over here. By Warm May. Yeah, it's here. We don't know how we get across to here easily. So because of that, I think we need to pull it back to over here and drive it from there. we'll start at the base and work our way towards that from the base. Makes the most sense. I think we can probably get through the trees here, to be fair. I was going to try. I'm in 2 miles whether we need to cut trees down or not, to be fair. I think we'll drive it and see what we can do, but we have to pull it back first. So we have to. So there's only one cable layer in the whole game, so we haven't got a choice about which one we use. It is the only one. So pull it back and deploy. To be fair, this isn't that slow, so it won't take us too long to get there once it gets going. Probably one of the most dependable vehicles we've got. It does its job perfectly. The only time obviously it gets an issue is when there's rocks, there's ground it can't break essentially, by concrete or rocks and places like that. Other than that, it generally works really well. And it doesn't ever really get stuck because of the tracks. It can cover most ground so easily. You never really have to worry about anything other than my driving. The only thing you have to worry about is me crashing it. So we don't know if we're going to have to cut trees down there. It's going to depend on what route we can take. I don't obviously want to keep getting stuck in the trees, and it is quite wide once you start laying the cable. Jake, man, yes, this is contamination. We've finished the base game. We 100%ed the base game, so we're on the first of the 2 DLC maps. Did I not say that? I may not have said it, to be fair. Apologies if I didn't. I thought I had. I might have said it at the start, maybe. I don't know. You just finished this one, did you? It is fun, to be fair. We had an issue in the last stream. We were moving the barrels from the train crash, and for some reason, without us pressing the button, they were flying everywhere and dropping off the crane, even though we hadn't pressed the button. We didn't actually manage to get any 100% barrels done. They were all broken by the end of it, but all because the crane would drop them without us making it drop them, if that makes sense. It was really weird. They seem to have a mind of their own. But yeah, glad you enjoyed it. It is a really fun map, to be fair. I really like it. Obviously, I think it's going to be... That happened... Oh, okay, so it wasn't just me then. I was a bit concerned it was just me. But yeah, I like the fact that maps like this where you're going to be able to see, I hopefully see, it clear up. So the map there where, was it Sojourn, where you had the oil spills and stuff, and the more you progressed, the more the oil disappeared and was cleaned up. I like that. And the contamination, I've got a feeling it'll be quite similar. That you will see some of the contamination we dealt with because of what we've done to rebuild the area. I do like the backstories to the maps as well. And we haven't had in the base game something like contamination happen, have we? That's the thing. So it is different. We had the oil spills, earthquakes, flooding. But yeah, contamination we didn't have in the base game, so it's nice to see something different. Plus we didn't have breakable cargo either. So the fact the barrels could get ruined, we didn't have any of that in the base game, to be fair. But yeah, what's your favourite map then, Jake, man? And what was your worst map? Yeah, I mean, I've done the same. To me, I don't know who that is. Someone's ringing me from my mobile. I'll leave a voicemail if it's important. Sorry. My phone is... I don't know who that was. I don't normally get phone calls during the day. Very rare. It's not a number I recognise. I'm sure they'll ring back if they need to. As long as it's not the spinal people. Or the spinal op, I don't know. They'll leave a message if it's important, I'm sure. I hate answering my phone while streaming. Unless it's my other half, because then I know it's urgent. Yeah, I've said it a few times today, and in the last stream as well. Kelly is the big difference. You kind of lack the atmosphere you got from having heard talk about the map, the missions, but also just the little conversation she'd add in. It is that atmosphere that's really missing and really noticeable, I find as well, to be fair. I think they missed a trick with not having her in this. I'm hoping she comes back for the second map, but I don't know if she will. This one was more challenging. I'm not finding this one too bad. The one that I struggled with, is it Sunkern? Or was another one? One of the flooded maps I struggled with more than anything else, to be fair. Right, let's go for infrastructure. So this is where we need to start, roughly over here. That is a wooden fence we can knock down. And there is kind of a route here. Now, some of these trees we'll be able to drive into and knock down. Some of them will be too big. I'm hoping, because we've got to get to there, I'm hoping we can just find a gap. I don't want the back of this getting stuck constantly, because that then gets really annoying. But some of these thin trees will just knock down like that. It's going to be finding a way through, really, for us to make it work. Okay. So it's the big trees I want to try not to get stuck on. Whereas the thin trees we can knock down. Difficult to see where we're going here, to be fair. I don't think that's the tree we can knock down there, is it? Right, we'll mainly go to the right here then. Potentially I could have brought the our vehicle to break the trees, take the trees down. Didn't actually think we'd need it. Thought we could find a route without it. I think we might be able to. Stuck on a tree, I think. Yeah, big tree there. Just got to kind of square it up or come through. In fact, let's close that off. We'll come forward to here and then open it back up. So it makes sure we miss the tree. There we go. Right, we do need a turn here. Where are we stuck? I'm stuck in the tree. Okay, that's an issue. I've kind of got stuck on the tree somehow. I can't turn. Don't understand that. I wasn't nowhere near the tree. Oh, there we go. Cable has helped. Cable ladder kind of brought us away from the tree. Right, let's back up. We can see where we've been. We just need to get through here. We knew this was going to be tricky with the trees, to be fair. This was never going to be straightforward. Okay. Right, let's stop there a sec. Let's have a look. We're going the wrong way. We want to go left. Although, to be fair, we can follow this along the edge. But yeah, we want to go left here, really. Was my original aim. I don't want to go on the road with the pipe ladder, the cable ladder can help it, because it will damage the road. Although I think that's train track, so we can't go on it anyway. Yeah, we're not that far through this one so far. Which means it shows 2 summers. Oh, really? Oh, wow, okay. As long as it still says you've done everything 100%, I don't mind, to be fair. Right, we need to back up and head left, really, here. There is a group of small trees here we can go through. Right, spin to the other side. Spin round. Spin that way. Keep spinning, keep spinning. Doesn't like turning here for some reason, does it? Spin, spin, spin. There we go. I didn't realise we'd gone so close to the road, the railway line. It's actually a road, it's a railway line. Right, through the left here. We're stuck on a tree again. Yeah. Can't see what we're stuck on. I think it is a tree there that the cable ladder's getting stuck on. Just trying to get through this gap. There we go. Okay, let's have a quick look where we are again. So we've come to here now. We want to head left. Hopefully we can go over that pipe work. That's over underground or overground, and there's a gap hopefully. So we want to be heading left here. As I say, I'm hoping the vehicle we've already delivered counts, as it is already in place. This doesn't like turning, I must admit. Normally we don't have an issue turning this. Really not happy. Okay. So my hope was to go along here, but that's actually, and you can't really see it on the map, that's actually a big hill. Oh, okay, that's not too bad then, as long as we know it's done. Yeah, we might be able to skirt around the edge of it. We're stuck on the tree, here we are. Oh, I know what it's doing. So every time we're getting stuck like that, the tree's actually falling down, to be fair. Yeah, tree's falling down, so that's okay. Come on, come on. It's because I've got the cable layer on, it's not, it won't go up the hill. I was hoping to skirt along the side, but I don't think it's going to. If we do that, can we get up the hill? What I'm thinking, maybe we're going to have to do it at an angle here. Either that or we've just severely messed up. No! I've never ever flipped that vehicle before. Just couldn't quite get the angle here to turn. I was trying to get to back over here. But yeah, I couldn't get the angle. What we'll do is we've obviously got to recall it and drive it back across. Because I haven't got a crane nearby, have I? I have got the mule. No, let's drive the mule there. And instead of recalling it, push it over. I've just realised something. I've delivered the wrong vehicle, haven't I? You know the mule I put in the position down here? That was our mule. That wasn't their vehicle, that was ours. So that's why it's not counting as delivered, because it's our vehicle. Right, what we're going to do, I'm going to get the mule over there to try and get it upright, because we're already nearly done there. We may as well use the mule for that. And then we're going to go and get their vehicle and deliver it. We are probably better. We'll follow the railway line and come round, I think. Thinking about it. It's the first time I've ever tipped that thing over. And we've used the cable now quite a bit. So that's not fun. But yeah, so I was thinking why it wouldn't say yes to us completing the vehicle delivery. We hadn't actually delivered it, we delivered ours. Right, it should be able to follow this to where we've got the cable layer. Hopefully we've got enough power in the crane just to get it back on its feet. Or tracks, I should say. Because as we're so close to being done with that electricity, I kind of shouldn't have risked it. I should have kind of gone further on the hill. Maybe shouldn't have risked the actual edge like that. Okay, I want to go left here if we can. There is a gap there. There's a concrete here that can be recycled if we need to do some at some point. Come on. And our cable layer is just on the left through there. Don't know how close we can get to it, to be fair. Probably not that close. But if we can just get it to back on its tracks, that's all we need to do. Okay, let's put anchors down to start. All I need to do is just kind of get it to the left. Let's tighten up everything. Just gotta be careful not to tip us over. may not have the power for this. Yeah, that was always a possibility, to be fair. Can't move it. I haven't got the power to move this tool up. There's no power there. And now we've lost the engine to the mule as well. Yeah, the mule's gone. We have lost both vehicles there. Trying to be clever and trying to fix it ourselves. Okay. Cable layer, we've got to drive back across. I thought we could get round that edgeway and obviously couldn't. And the mule was just one of those things. Yeah, let's bring back the cable layer. Deploy it again. It's always frustrating when you've got that far distance and you think, I'm so close. But maybe I shouldn't have still gone on the hill. I could have gone through the trees and left the hill alone, but I thought we could be clever and skirt along the hill. And obviously, that was a mistake. Don't look at chat when you're trying to drive forward either. Right, we've got to get back across the way we were. We'll probably start off. No, I think we go the way we just were. I'm trying to think, do we start off at where the power starts and come back on ourselves? Maybe that might be the right way of doing it from where we are. I don't know how well this will do with that train line, that's the only thing. We kind of try and join the actual where the power is to where we've already done, essentially. And then we'll need to deliver their mule to the base like he wants us to, despite me driving our vehicle there instead. These mistakes happen. You're going to sometimes tip a vehicle over. It's one of those things. It's better when it's not so far away, to be honest. But it is one of those things, unfortunately. But I think that is the first time we've done that. But yeah, I shouldn't have risked the hill. I probably could have gone round instead of risking it, or through the trees maybe. These good ideas sometimes work out brilliantly, and other times cost you a lot of time. But yeah, if we know it's going to be 96%, that's not an issue. Or if we know we've done everything, it's fine. I have had a look at trophies just in case we were thinking about the platinum. I don't think we're going to go for platinum in this, mainly because we've got to find all the toys and sell them as for one of the trophies. There's other bits and pieces, but they're quite easy to get, what it said. The hardest and time consuming is the toys. Now we have found some of the toys naturally. We haven't sold them, but we've found them. And generally we've moved them to our bases. So, you know where some are. And it might be quite easy to find them all, I don't know. Maybe it's something we look at once we've done the DLC, if we do have a look and see how easy it's going to be. Obviously I don't want to follow a guide, so it means we're going to try and find them ourselves. Some of them you can actually spot on the map, to be fair, so they're not too bad. And we still haven't seen the barrels. There are some barrels, special ones, hidden around the map, so I don't think we've seen one yet. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that's kind of put me off going for platinum, is finding all the toys and selling them. Everything else I think is actually quite straightforward, to be fair. But we might change our mind yet, we'll see. Don't forget as well, there is a vote starting tomorrow evening for the next main live stream game, which will take over once we finish the newly started Mafia the Old Country started yesterday. After that one, the previous vote, or we finish RoadCraft. Either one of those finishes, the game that wins tomorrow night's vote will take over, and that vote will run until Saturday. I did mention yesterday as well, but just in case it's different people here today, on our community post on the vote, I took the vote at about 8:30 AM GMT, which is when the finish time was, and Mafia the Old Country did win, but I've noticed since then that people have voted after the cut-off time, and obviously I haven't counted them. So Ghost of Yotai would have won if people had voted earlier. but because they voted after cut-off time, I would already taken the winner before that. So that's why the post shows a different winner. Right, I think we go to the point where the power starts, the electricity starts, and lay the cable from there, and we'll join it to what we've already done. As long as we can travel along this. Though it's not liking it at all. Yeah, the tracks are really not liking that. I don't want to turn over, that's the problem. I need to be more even, I think, on it. Let's back up a bit. See if we can join the track better. Can't turn while backing up, that's the only thing. There we go. Kind of want to have the track underneath the middle ideally, and that's kind of along the sides. There we go. Doesn't find them too bad now. It didn't like it having one track on the railway track and one track off, that's the thing. But then this way we can assess the join and how the power's going to get to where it's going to get to from this way. Right, I think it's a left turn by the concrete bit, which we can see coming up. So we're meant to go left here. Yeah, we're going left here and up here, and that's where it is. And then we need to join that to that, which I think will just come straight across, to be fair. Ignore that for the minute. We can recall that at some point when we need to. So yeah, hopefully. I can't get off the track. Can I reverse off it? No. So I can't seem to get off the track. Oh, there we go. I need to go the other way ideally. Come on, over the track. Okay, if we go off one way at least. Is this thing gonna... No, we're actually stuck on the tracks here. Won't allow us off. Can't turn. So this was a mistake. I really don't want to recall this again. We can avoid it. But for some reason I can't go off the track. But I don't put this out. Will this spin us? No. I was hoping that would lift... Oh, there we go. We're off. I was hoping that would lift us up, which it did to a degree. Turn, turn, turn. There we go. Only triggered that to start so we could get off that track. It worked. Right, up the hill here, and then round to the right. And that'll be the start point. And then we're just going to get to where our power already is and join that up. I'm hoping the mule isn't going to be in the way here, to be fair. Although I did think we're going to go through the trees. So this power starts over there. Not too sure where. Let's have a look. So we need to go further through here. I think there's a track that leads to it. We only need the edge of it, to be fair. How close are we to it? Okay, we're actually below it. So it's on the hill there. Okay, so it's on this hill to the right. I think we can get up here though and go right. And there should be a building, I think. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's where the power's coming from. I think we have to go, we want to go straight through the trees here and down the other side. Are these thick or thin trees? Thin. Okay. There we go. I'm not overly worried about this bit of track here and damaging that. I think it'll be fine. I think we're stuck in a tree, aren't we? Right, we need to get up here though, which is a concern. Because this does not like that at all. Okay. So yeah, it's not a massive fan of going up the hill with the cable coming out. Or even without the cable, to be fair. I think obviously it's a weight, isn't it? It's pulling us backwards. Because of where it is. We do need to join the bottom bit up. we can first join the bit we've done. There's a bit of a gap there. So how far off are we? Not very far. We kind of need to come this way a little bit, join that up. Probably should spin round, in all honesty. See if we can get to where our other bit is. Spin this round. Obviously you've got to be careful of the slope. We've already had one accident on that slope. Okay, I don't quite know where we're joining there. Obviously I want to be very careful on the slope. I really don't want to go down it again. I have to restart again. Okay, that's a little bit of a route, I think. So we know this cable here. Let's spin this round. We can. There's a tree to our left, I think. Spin, spin, spin. Okay. If we cable lay there, come forward. We're stuck on the tree ahead of us, I think, aren't we? Yeah. It's the tree ahead of us I'm a little bit stuck on. There we go. Those should join. Okay, tree's down anyway. I need to go to the right, but I can't spin. Really not happy. I think that tree's going to fall as well, to be fair. Being so careful of that slope. We've already messed up once. Okay. And then we're just going to join to this bottom bit over here, and that'll be job done. It's not been the easiest cable lay, to be fair, we've done. It's been a bit tricky, and mainly some of that is my driving, to be fair. The fact we got caught on the slope of that was bad. But that should be joined. Yes, there we go. Is that joined now? Yes. Okay, so all we need to do now to finish off that base is drive their vehicle. Now, we've already made this mistake once. I don't want to do it again. But that is their vehicle there. And last time I drove ours because for some reason it was showing our vehicle. So our vehicle was parked over here. When you press it, it shows there. But actually, it's this vehicle we want. Although it's not letting me get inside. There we go. So their vehicle actually has stuff being carried. And this is the rusty version as well, so it's not as good as our mule. But I should have noticed that our mule was empty. And this has stuff in it, but I didn't at the time. Doesn't matter. Let's drive this along the road, get this to the base. That is job done and base complete. And then next we'll look at the water treatment plant as well, as we've had that mission for a long time for the water treatment plant, so it'd be quite nice to see how we're going to do that. And we've got a base to start from to have a look around and work from over this side. And then the main mission is to get to the port, but I think we'll focus on the water first, just because we've had that mission for such a long time. We kind of like to do the missions in the order they appear as much as possible, although this base was slightly different. Bases are more important. But yeah, I can't believe we delivered the wrong mule. That was a silly thing. But it means we can recall our mule that's on its side back to here. So we'll have to drive it all the way back again. Convoy did its thing as well. That was quite easy. That road makes a massive difference, to be fair. For any convoy going that way. Oh, took that too tight. Right, this should be base complete. Let's see if there's anything else. Base complete. New base of operations. Annoyingly, there's still a puddle there. This is where Kelly should be here. They've really missed the trick, I think, with Kelly, because it really changes the atmosphere of the game. Right, we need to provide water, but as I say, this has been a mission for a while. We want to focus on this first, I think. I know it doesn't mean the main story is not moving, but I want to see what we can do here. The only thing we don't know is how to get here. So we know there's two things to pick up over here. If you look at the roads, there is a track going through the trees this way. We don't know how that works. And over this way, we have got a whole area here that I think we can traverse. But we kind of need to see how that joins to that. I think we can get through there. There is also something to find over here, which is the lost toolbox. And there's also something here that needs delivering further that way. But I think the first thing first, there's actually a little wooden bridge there. Just notice that. That goes along here. Is that our way to get there then? Across that? Ah. I wonder if that is our route there. What we're going to do is recall the mule to here. Because we can use the crane off it no matter what. And then use that to load probably a bigger vehicle. Only because I think we're going to need either 2 journeys or something longer to carry both of these in. I'm not 100% on that though. Let's retain the mule. This is currently on its side from when we was laying the cable anyway. Right, so from here we head back across their concrete bridge that was already there, and then we want to go up here. And if we can find a route there, then we can load up these two lots of water and deliver them, and that's actually a mission had for quite a while done. And then we can, that'll also give us easier access to the port, I think. But yeah, so this shows on the map, and the map does lie, we know this. There's a route that way. I don't know how well that is much of a route, to be fair. We want to be up here, don't... No, that is a route. I think that is. It's just not the best route. Let's have a look and see how we go. I hope this tree should knock down, I think. Yeah, there you go. Definitely usable. So we want to go left here if we want to go across the wooden bridge. The only downside to left is there's a few rocks. Although we can move these, to be fair. Let's move the rocks out of the way. Obviously, if we're going to use this route, we want to make sure it's clear. The big rock, we can roll it across. We just need to clear that front bit, if anything. That can... Let's stay there, that's fine. 2 more to go. We're just going to move these last 2 and then we can get through. Well, there's actually a hidden one. I didn't see the one behind. Right. Probably could go closer here, to be fair. Might try and stick this to the right. Can I lift it? It's pretty heavy. Yeah, we can lift it, okay. I don't know if that's going to be in the way there, to be fair. I'm moving out of the way, but I'm probably overthinking this. I think that's going to be out of the way. It may still be in the way, to be fair. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it massively. Right, one small one to do. In fact, I don't even know if we need to move that small one, to be fair. We'll just quickly pull it this way. Yeah, I think I'm probably overthinking where that one is. Could have just chucked it to the left to be done with it. It's not actually going to connect to that one, so let's toggle anchors and move forward. Don't think actually we need to move that one. Should be absolutely fine. Yeah. Change the camera though. Right, so up here there should be a thin wooden bridge to use, which I really detest using, but seems to be the only way across. Thin little bridge. So there is also something to find down here, then he's returning. I think it's over this way, isn't it? I'm thinking he's returning. I wonder if we could do that now. I don't know if this will have the reach to pick whatever this is up from where we are. Although we can come back along this way. I think we try and grab that now, because I believe that is being grabbed from there and being delivered over here, which is the back of the water treatment plant. So we might as well try and do that as we try and open up the water treatment plant as well. Might as well do more than one thing at once, where possible. So let's swap mission then, just while we're here and while it's next to us. Which one is it? Is it that one? No, that's find object. It's not that one. Backup generator. Backup generator. It's weird that it's going to not the Hermit's house though, to be fair. Once we know how this all works, we'll then be able to get the water hopefully dumped. So yeah, there's a generator down there. Oh, hang on. How big is that generator? I'm not sure if it'll fit on the back, in all honesty. That does look a fair size generator. This may not work the way we think it might. I'm not sure. It does look a fair size. It may just be the angle we're looking at it. We'll find out when we try and pick it up, I think. We should be able to pick it up from this ledge, I'm hoping, rather than all the way down. Although actually it might be too high. Maybe I might be wrong here. Yeah, I thought we'd be able to pick up from there. I don't think we will. We're going to have to go down, aren't we? And then somehow we'll get back up here. It'll be interesting. Don't tip. There we go. There, that generator's a fair size. Okay, let's back up to it. Am I still there? Is that a submarine there? I don't quite know what that boat is. It's a weird looking boat, to be fair. Hidden away. One thing I really enjoy about this game is the detail, the hidden detail as well. Right, I don't know how well this will work, because that looks really wide. I don't think it's going to fit in the back, which is a concern. We still need to get up and out of here. Yeah, that's bigger than we thought it was going to be. It's tipping us over, to be fair. I will be able to get it on the back. It's not in the back. As long as it's even on the sides, we can still manoeuvre it. Just going to be very careful going up here, not to spin ourselves or fall over the edge. Right. Just waiting for the swing to stop and lower it. There we go. Might need to bring it a bit forward, just because it's not liking that on the back. Right, can we strap that? We can indeed. Crane, anchors. Yeah, that's heavy. Right, we've got to try and get back up the hill and not fall over at the same time. Which isn't going to be simple. This is probably going to go badly wrong here. And we're going to need a bigger crane. And a bigger vehicle, I think. We shall see. We've done worse things with the mule before. Before the Voron was in the game, the mule did everything. Just need the angle right to get up this hill, really. And currently we haven't got it. We reverse back to where that submarine vehicle is. Just want to get the angle right. Okay. It's all about the angles here. If we can get it right, we won't tip. If we get it wrong, we might tip. That was close. Okay, we're not out of the woods yet though. Come on. Be good. See, the weight is causing an issue in terms of getting up here, but low gear on. Try and help. Come on. Low gear's not seeming to help. Off low gear. Can't quite make the hill, can we? The weight of it is just too much. Try low gear again. Might need a big crane here to lift us out. Don't think we can get up the hill. This is close. Just needs to get that wheel up that last bit. Problem is, if we go to the side, it will catch us on the rock. Yeah, we just can't get up here. See, that way we can get a bit more forward, but then our wheels on the rock won't go forward. Yeah, I think that's as far as we can go. It is so close to getting itself out of there, to be fair. If we could hook onto something with the crane, it wouldn't be too bad. I don't think we can. See if there's anything that crane can hook to. I don't think he will be able to. No, there's nothing there, is there? Let's leave that out though. It may help with the weight forward. They go forward a bit there, didn't it? But yeah, I think we're going to need to call in scout vehicle or crane. Just can't get past that ledge. Okay. That will stay there. In fact, actually, let's try this something different. We don't do this very often. Front crane. Let's take off all-wheel drive and diff lock. There are times where actually they hinder you. The majority of the time they do help, to be fair. Right, diff lock's back on. So we're only running from the rear wheels now. No. I just thought maybe there was a chance. Oh, actually, taking them off and back on again did help. Come on, last little bit. Just can't get over that last bit. They did actually move us forward though. And now we can't get over this next bit. Come on. No. Rear wheels only. Diff lock off. Maybe going backwards now. Actually, hang on. We went forward there. This is where the mule exceeds itself massively. This is why we've loved the mule from the start. It does just pull out miracles out of nowhere sometimes. And this might be one of them. Don't tip, not now, not now! Crane, come on. Don't stop. Didn't move the crane quick enough. The crane there nearly saved us, but I just didn't do it quick enough. It's not the first time, it's not the end of the world. Right, big crane. Going downside to big crane, we've got to get it across a gap that isn't the best to get across. I don't know where they all are. Let's deploy the rusty zilks, only because I don't want to pull the others from where they are, in case they're in positions where they're more useful. So we'll leave them where they are. So we need to go back across this way. We've got that thin bridge to go across as well. We'll see how this works. We're going the wrong way, aren't we? We're going to go the other way. That's to the concrete. We don't want to go that way. Still learning where certain parts of the map are. But yeah, that mule, we've done wonders with the mule before. I should have pulled the crane out earlier, but I thought we could fix ourselves and it wouldn't fall. If I pulled the crane out earlier, probably could have righted ourselves there. But it is just unfortunately one of those things. But we'll get it back up on its feet. The fact it's got up the hill was amazing. But this is why the mule is the best vehicle, I find. If we'd used the new mule, the kit one, stability would have been one higher. Potentially it would have made the difference, but you never know. Right, the hard thing with this will be getting it across that tiny little bridge. I do believe this is the only way we can go. Let's have a quick look at the map. So there is a route this way, but it doesn't get you up to here, which is we're over here. There is something we need to find here as well. But I think there might be a route here across as well. There may be two ways of going here. but I just thought we'd do to kill two birds with one stone and grab that generator at the same time. Which currently was a bad idea, but I think we can turn it into a good idea if we can get this up there. Right, we need to be careful crossing this just so we don't fall off, essentially. I wouldn't normally use the rusty version, but because I don't quite want to pull the others back from where they are, because they're currently in positions that are useful, we'll use this one instead. So, this should be man enough to pull us back on our wheels at the very least. And then all we're going to do is go forward from here and across the rock, we should be okay. Okay, there is a potential here that we pull ourselves over, so we've got to be careful with this. The weight as well with what we've got on the back could potentially be a problem. We shall see. Right, let's have a look, see how our wheels move trying to pick this up. Right, so we've got a bit of movement on the big crane, but actually it's okay. Okay, don't want to lift it any higher. Problem is it's not on the road currently. I need to see how we're tipping here, which we are, look at that. But if I put it down there, is that now going to fall? Right, okay, I wasn't meaning to bring it to there, but okay. Just trying to be careful of where we leave this, because obviously we don't want to leave in a position it's going to tip. Is that in a good position not to tip over the minute we go into it? That's the question. I think we should be okay. If I swap, we're going to lose the crane straight away. Well, I don't know, it's a tippy kind of position, isn't it? If we can, I kind of want to move them further up. Potentially that is a better position. The thing is, to start with, the vehicle will start the engine, so you won't be able to drive immediately. And there's a chance of tipping whilst you're trying to get the engine started. I won't be able to swap vehicle quick enough, I don't think. So, if we can, let's move it, try and move it over here. No, 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 no. Crane's gone, I think. No, we've saved the crane, luckily. Alright, spin this round. We may as well start it next to us. Or in front of us, in fact. Yeah, that'll do. Let's start it there. That's a better place to start it. Okay, engine started. Crane. Need to reverse a little bit here. That worked. Thought I was going to mess that up then when I dropped it and it was going to fall off. But we actually fixed it in the end. We lost the big crane at the same time. But we did it. Right. From what we've seen, we go across here. Come on, mule. Okay. And now we don't know, because obviously this is new. We want to try and get to, potentially, this road here, is my thinking. This does have a track that goes round. I don't really want to go that edge. We can avoid it. This is a bit of trial and error now. We don't quite know where we're going. We know where we want to get to. That goes down and up over there. Yeah, there's no way we're making that, I don't think. This goes down and up. Potentially that's the way to go. And then up this other side. Okay, stop there a sec. So, we're nearly there, to be fair. We just need to find a way to get in. There is a track to the left here and to the right. go left. Whether this will help us actually figure out how to get to and from the water treatment plant easier, I'm not so sure. This may have been a wrong decision going this way. It's just becoming more trees. Yeah, that's going to lead us into trees. We should have gone down there then, I think, and over. Would have been the better option. So we need to come back on ourselves here. We kind of made a bad decision. And we need to see if we can turn around after flipping over. So the issue is on the back is extremely heavy and very top heavy. Right. Okay. So if we go through here, try to go more to one side because we're going to fall. I'm so careful not to tip this over. To the left, and then this is the water treatment plant. It's not quite where we need to be for what we've got on the back, but that is some of it. So we now need to find a way around this. Now I've noticed there's lots of holes here, so we need to get to there. Potentially the roads go until we get to this track here, but we don't know if that's going to lead to there, although there's no other tracks and there's water. So I think we need to head through here. So we can't go that way because there's a hole. So we want to go along here and then go that way. Although there is a load of stuff to move out of the way. Oh, okay. So there's holes everywhere by the looks of things. And the route to go is blocked. So ideally that big crane we've got on the top, we're going to need that down. Because we're going to need to move that container there and those containers. Those sounded a bit wrong there, didn't it? So let's park this up a little bit out of the way. We're going to need a big crane. We need to be here anyway for the water for pile key. So we are doing more than one thing while we're here. So we need to roughly go the same way we just went with the mule. It's nice to open this water treatment plant up, as it has been on our list to do for quite a while now. But the Hermit's kind of pushed us to do more this way. So we want to head down here. And yes, we have got the better version of this. This is the rusty version. Too much of it up there. Go back. Straighten up a bit more and then go to left. But yeah, this is the rusty version only because, like I say, I don't want to pull the others from where they are. To be fair, the rusty version, the only difference really in stats is I think it's 1 on everything. Essentially, that's it. It doesn't matter when you're not moving things massively. Right, we're not going down the first one. The first one's got a hole. Second one's got a hole as well. We're looking for the one that's got, oh, you can see it up there actually, the one that's got the container. That's where we want to go. Well, time's flown today. About 15 minutes left. See if we can get this mission done. Right, the only issue we may have is the overhead isn't going to leave us much room. We can drag this though. Let's reverse up a bit. Maybe better off trying to drag it to the side, just because we're not going to have much room to lift. So if we grab that, pull it tight, we'll have a little bit of lift, but that's about it. Unless we go from the other side, of course. We can just drag this. Right, pull tight. The only issue we've got is trying to make sure we don't get our crane stuck. That should be okay there. There we go. What I might do is knock it down. be fair. Let's pull the crane in. What we'll do, we'll just knock it. Top end, too high. That's what I was trying not to do, was go too high there. Yeah, I just want to knock this over. Can we not knock that over? Sam, nowhere near the top. There you go. Okay, we can now, we need to reverse to get the angle to get through here. Just to get this round that corner. But there's 3 more containers, we think, to deal with. My hope is we can move them forwards rather than bring them in, but we'll see. But before we try and bring the mule through, we need to make sure it's clear. Other camera would help us. Okay, we can manoeuvre higher here because obviously we've got the room now. And these are the containers. So we want to be quite close because we want to put them out front if we can. So the anchors up. Right, I want to try and grab the first one, the top one. Give me the top one. Oh, I did there. I went off it. There we go. So my thinking is just chuck it to the right for the minute. That's as far as our reach goes. Again, we don't need to use the containers, so we can put them anywhere, as long as it unblocks the road. That's the main thing. Okay, middle one. With this one, what I'm thinking of doing, we're going to drive. I don't know if we can we fit between them. I was going to try and drive through and carry it forward. I don't know if we can fit between them. How high can we go here? Can we get on top of that one? We can get it on top, we'll put it on top. I think we can. There we go. And really we only need to move one of these. Now. There we go. And this one we probably will drive forward with it. To be fair, if we bring it close to the front of the vehicle, or slightly up, we do that. So be careful the back wheels coming off the floor. Just going to move it slightly out, just because then we can put it massively out of the way. Just straight ahead here. There we go. You know, just there. Right, we've cleared the way. What we don't know here, so there's the things we need to pick up, the containers. I don't think we'll get 2 in the mule. I think we need a bigger vehicle, to be fair. But the mule's got something to deliver. What I think we're going to do is drive there with the crane first, just to see the route. Mainly because I don't want to risk messing up the mule, since we already had to rescue it once. So let's just see what the route is like. But I think we either need 2 vehicles to do the water, or we need a longer vehicle to do the water. Because I don't think they're both going to fit in the mule. They may fit if we do them sideways, but it's a long journey to take them to Palki. That's the only issue we have. It's quite a journey. Right, what's this like? And does this lead to where we need to deliver this generator? Because there's a chance this isn't the right way to go. We actually don't know that just yet. Hoping it is the right way. If we can just open it up a little bit and see what we're dealing with, makes life a little bit easier. This is the left. Okay, so that leads obviously to water there. And this wants us over here. Okay, so I think we do have to cross this by the looks of things. There is an old bridge here by the looks of things that's broken. Right, so this is the potential for the mule to get stuck here. If we're not careful. This isn't the best look to be off-road. So we've got to somehow get through that with a mule. And bring the generators over here. Somewhere. Whoa, that's a hill and a half. Okay, that's where you can see where the generator's going there. How are we going to get the mule there though? Okay, there's got to be a different route because there's no way the mule is doing that easily. I was thinking maybe we used a big crane from here, to be fair. I know it's at an angle. Stop to that for a second. Can we reach that? There's a bit of a beach there. I think we're going to need to take it off the mule with the crane. But I think we need to try and get through this a bit better. So I don't think I'll reach that. A broken pipe there it is as well. Yeah, we need to be somewhere on that grass bank, on that sandbank. Oh, it can't restore, okay. It won't restore the crane from where it is at the minute. Right, okay. Can we get back out of this or are we stuck? Not happy. Try anchors, because anchors will lift us up. Although it didn't lift us actually up there. Really, it's not. I didn't actually see the ground opening up where that pipe was, to be fair. If I'd seen that, we would have stopped. I didn't actually see the ground open up like that. Come on. We have got some movement. We're just sliding, aren't we? Okay. I don't think we're going to get this out from where it is. Actually, we might do. Now the anchors have helped us. There we go. We're out. But, so we know it's not that way to get there. So somehow we've got to get along that beachhead. There. But we don't quite know the route there. There is a little bit of a cliff here, but that's not really the way to go, is it? What is our best way in? Obviously, this isn't fantastic. We need to find a way to that beachhead, really. Or at least get the mule to here, and the crane, big crane, can be down there to pick it up from there, maybe. Can we get to the left here? We'll try and get the big crane down there, I think, and then just get the mule as close as we can to the big crane. And the big crane do the work. If we can. Okay, so it's going to be a bit of a nosedive. Slowly, 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 slowly. That was my concern with beach it. There we go. So I don't think there's a way of getting the mule to the beach that easily. So I think we roughly do need to kind of do that route with it. This is just going to be funky because it's going to tip. We've got about 5 minutes left. So let's see if we can finish off this mission today of delivering this for the mule. We don't quite, for the Hermit, sorry. We're driving the mule. We don't quite know why the Hermit wants us delivered there. Although actually it looks like he gets the water treatment plant running again. Seems to be part of the water treatment plant, weirdly. And then on Thursday's stream, we'll be back on Thursday of RoadCraft. We'll try and get the water done to the Pile Key village, as we need to do that sooner rather than later. But I think we either do 2 trips or a bigger vehicle, potentially. And then obviously we've got to find the port for the main story to open that up. My guess is we'll find the port and have to clear some area maybe. But we're still on the first part of this map. We still haven't cleared enough to go forward. We have met the Hermit today. I say meet. We've been to where he lives, and he's given us a big list of jobs to do. But yeah, it's not quite meeting him, is it? We've just been to where he lives. That's it. I knew this would be tricky with this. Is that a better... I was thinking, do we go there? But I don't think that's going to be better, is it? There is kind of a route this way, but it's... This water kind of... I don't know, maybe we could try left there. We can get through the trees and get to where the crane is, we're fine. To get him through the trees. And I do think maybe this is the better way. This is either going to be perfect or very badly wrong. And I don't know which one. These are all small trees that we can knock down. Not all of them, but some of them. It's when you can't see anymore because the trees are covering your view. Bit of a lean there that I don't really want. Between the trees. Ramiro, good morning, how are you? Or good afternoon just about. How are you today? Okay, caught a tree. We're actually right near the beach where the big crane is. We just can't see what's ahead of us. We may not have needed the big crane to be fair, because I think we're going to get there ourselves with the mule. Come on. Can't see the trees that are blocking us. Don't do it now. The tree's going to fall. There we go. Stop there. Okay, we're nearly there. We just need to get to there. We're close. There's a load of rocks here though, which isn't helpful. Try and go to the left here. That's a big tree. It's okay, we can use the tree to kind of keep us upright. There's the big crane. We've actually made it with the mule. I didn't think the mule would make it here, to be fair. Well, we have. Wow, okay. I'm amazed we managed it, I really am. Unstrapped cargo. We're going to put the anchors down on this. Big crane, anchors. We need to pick that up and put it where it needs to go. I'm completely amazed we made that journey the way we did. I did not think I was going to do it. This is such a big bit of kit, I was not expecting the mule to do that. And that's the base mule. That's not even the mule with a better stability rating. That's how good the base mule has been throughout the game, to be fair. How are you today, then, Primero? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that somewhere close to what it should be. Right, this will be the last thing we do today, but at least we had to finish a mission today before we finish. And not the easiest one at that. But it is done, just about. I like to get nearly in the right position ourselves before we let go, to be fair. Come on, a bit more to the right. There we go. Is that draining that? Some of that has been drained. I was not expecting that. Obviously this is a mission we got given by the Hermit. I didn't think it would change anything. That's a simple kind of thing to do. We know some of the pipe needs replacing. I think it does anyway. What has that done then? There's water coming out there, wherever that is. This is where Kelly needs to be here to explain things, but she's obviously not. So, I want to try and see where that's... over there. So right in the distance there is where the water's being splashed out. So by the looks of it, it's drained this a little bit. There is actually something here. Clear the Hermit's... Okay. So another mission from the Hermit, a new mission we haven't got till now. Clear the Hermit's construction areas is a new mission. So we've got this one here. We're going to clear it. I'm guessing trees. And clear this one here. I'm not sure what the Hermit's building, but that needs clearing. But our focus next time will be on providing water for the village. We've got the 2 water troughs there, need delivering to Pile Key, which is all the way down here. Now we can actually get there. Although saying we can get there is kind of a stretch because we don't quite know how to get out of there. You know, we've found a way around here, but it's not the best. And maybe we need to do something else to get across. We have got the 12-meter bridge layer. I wonder if we put a bridge across here or something, just to make it a little bit easier to manage. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out next time. I'm pretty sure. Now, I think we started on 26% this morning. We'll see how much more we've done. We know we cleared a few side missions straight away. We did the big old road as well today. The double road, that's complete. We got the concrete factory back up and running as well. I'm so surprised by the Hermit's mission, considering it's a side mission as well. Doing what it did, draining the water out, was really surprised by that. So the Hermit mission seems to be quite important when it comes to fixing this area. So we started, I think, on 26%. We're now 34%. 8 of 23 infrastructure requests done. 10 of 39 main objectives and 11 of 22 side objectives. We've got more side objectives on the go than we have main missions at the minute. And we're still on the first third of the map story as well. We've opened up more of that left-hand side of the map. We still need the bridges to start connecting. Some of the bridges still aren't, well, they're still aren't. None of the bridges are working properly. So we need to figure out what we need to do to get those movable so we can swing them around. That would save us a massive amount of time and effort as well. And there's still a few more bridges I think we're going to need to build. Potentially roads as well. But the Hermit has helped us a little bit by draining some water away, which is quite good. And then we just need to work out what we need to do next to try and move things forward as well. As I say, the main thing I think is the water to Pile Key. We need to go to the port as well, open that up, and that should move the story on as well. We're making good progress. It's always one of those things where you're a bit concerned you're not making progress, and we had that big wide road to build in the end, which took a bit of time. It wasn't actually too bad. It did take a little bit of time, but we got to use the sand scalper, I think it's called, in the end. I've always struggled to use that, as it keeps saying none of sand. But this time it worked perfectly. And even a little deck chair at the top of the hill to watch what was going on. But that is us out of time for today, as I say. A massive thank you for joining us. Now, RoadCraft is back on Thursday. We are back tomorrow morning with Mafia the Old Country after we won the vote. Tomorrow evening, we'll start the vote for next main live stream game that begin either after RoadCraft finishes or after Mafia the Old Country finishes as well. And the first episode of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty will start this evening as well. That begins as a brand new series on the channel after we finish the first game. We don't really play games that old, but this is part of the Master Chief Collection, so it continues on today. But a massive thank you to you guys. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. As I say, we're back tomorrow morning with Mafia the Old Country. RoadCraft is back on Thursday. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you on live stream very soon. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.